What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Please, as always, let me know if the audio is okay. There should be the least amount of delay this time because I finally figured out how to change that setting. So there's that benefit. Hey, Michael, how are you? George, what's up? Guys, let me know how the audio is. It looks fine on my end, but always nice to know before we get too deep. I can hear you? All right, good. Dad's RC Workbench, how are you? Not first. Good to have you here, Stone Farmer. As you might have noticed at the top of the chat, this way? No, this way. Wow. This way, top of the chat, right over here. There's a pinned comment for a Gleam.io link. Head over there and enter yourself to win this lovely 3D Max filament here. Today we have this awesome fuchsia color. Super bright, super vivid. Looks crazy when it's printed. I think you can see it right there. Like you can see it from a mile away. Super cool color. I have 2 rolls of this stuff. This one is still sealed. I will be sending this to you. Can be anywhere in the world as long as I can ship from the United States and as long as it's under $35 to ship. Hopefully that covers pretty much everywhere. But there are still places where I literally cannot ship, so we'll figure that out as it goes. I'm going to be doing the drawing towards the end of the stream. So this is meant for those that are willing to stick around or are willing to come back towards the end of the stream. I would much rather, this to go to somebody that's actually here in the chat. I want to give back to those that are actually here with me. Like I said, this is coming from me. So, hey, Matthew, thanks for becoming a channel member. That's cool. I didn't even know YouTube does this. Maybe this is the first time during a stream someone became... I can't get this angle right. Thank you. Hey, Zumi, how are you? Matthew, Lloyd, first time trying this format. Well, hopefully you like it. You get to kind of go along with me. So the point of this video, I wanted to do it this way. There was a really good suggestion in the poll I did where someone said you should do this as a video and do the Delta with the speeder pad on a live. But I decided to do it this way because I think it'll be cool to come into this thing completely blind. and install it. Oh, right. I also have a new setup here for the cameras. I got to get used to it. So we have here my stock Voxelab Aquila with some damage on the bed. So this is very reminiscent of what majority of you are probably going to have. It's not a joke for you. That's a joke for me. So we have stock Aquila, and then we have the Sonic Pad, and I want to take this thing out of the box. I've only opened it, like I've only opened the box. I actually never turned it on. I know nothing about it. So I know what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to run Klipper. So what the whole plan is to do this live. See if I can figure it out. If I can get this thing running on the Voxelab Aquila. This one in particular is a N32. So it's an N32 machine. You know, I know the absolute basics, and I think this would be cool. This would be a way for, I guess, you to follow along, see if this is something for you. If I can figure it out, and hopefully help through this video, cool. If I can't figure it out, well, maybe this particular setup isn't it. So we all know that this will run with any Creality machine. We all know that, but this is not a Creality machine, and it has a different board. So we're probably gonna have to do some work. I don't even know what that is, but you know, we'll see how it all pans out in this live stream. So it might not be the shortest live stream ever, or it might go super smooth. I don't know. You're in for a ride. And if you guys stick around, well, there's filament for you to earn. 5 entries already. Awesome. Another thing is, please, if you're in here and you're enjoying what you're seeing, go ahead and give this thing a like. I've heard through the grapevine, through some of my YouTube friends, that likes are everything, and I should be asking for them. So here you go. I don't usually ask for these things, but, you know, do me a solid. Give me one of these. Room is looking good. Thank you, Zumi. You know, working hard on this thing. And, you know, I'm finally pretty much ready. Just got to clean things up. It's still messy everywhere down here. Thanks for all the help with the Chitty. Oh, you're welcome. Chitty Tech. Cool machine. If you guys haven't seen, I put out 2 videos on this so far, live like this, and then a video. I've ran into a little snag with that machine, but hopefully, well, I figured out what the snag was. And it was a crazy learning experience. I want to know 100% if I'm right, and then I'll probably make some sort of video or some content on it. But pretty cool machine. I'm really liking all the things they let me mess with, or don't let me, and I do it anyway, which is nice. Michael, if you watch sales, you can get a SonicPad $100. Wow, really? That's cool. That puts it at actually a really good price point, because it's, you know, Klipper and screen together. So hopefully we can get this thing running. Does anyone in the chat have one of these? And does anyone in the chat have one of these that's also running them on a Voxelab Aquila? If so, let me know. Maybe you could point us in the right direction for some of this stuff. Zoom, you already liked. I have pizza in the oven. Hey, nice. I'm gonna try, but I'm pretty forgetful. Man, I got to get this thing printing absolutely perfectly right now. You got this, man. You know, just like I said before, once you go into the Klipper side on it and start really tweaking things and moving things around, when you go back to the screen, it's going to not behave in the way that you want it. So if you're the type of person that's going to do Klipper stuff, just stick in the Klipper side and get it running in the Klipper side. That was my big problem. That's what took 4 or 5 days, is I had to get the config perfect. And now that I do, I can turn it on and just print from Klipper. If I go ahead and touch this screen, well, it does some funkiness. And I found the hybrid in between, but I'll go into that later. This isn't about that. This is about the Creality Sonic Pad. So let's table the Chitty, and because I really like it. I really want to talk about it. It's kind of consumed my thoughts, but I really think that this is something a lot of people are going to be interested in. So let's just get right into it. If you guys are just joining, filament. Top of the link, top of the chat, there is a pinned comment. Grab yourself a roll. It will be coming from me. All right, so like I said, I have opened this thing. I cut this. I opened the box. Made sure there was a Creality pad on there. But it seems pretty heavy. Can we get this camera? Actually, you know what? I heard you guys don't want to see my big mug nearly as much, so let's do that. Also, for this stream, I have 2 new cameras. This particular one, this one you've seen before. On my previous live, but I have it like this now, and I can control it fully. I can zoom in and stuff, so I can really control the shot, which I really like. And then this camera is now the Osbot Tiny, and it like follows you around on a gimbal, so I can actually literally go 360 degrees and it'll work. I can also do funky stuff like this, like if I want something important to be said, I give you guys the loser the loser symbol and it zooms in. Or if I like this and I need to run away for a second, I can give it a good old howl, and then it locks in place so it won't follow me. And then if I'm like, hey guys, why don't you come take a look? I can just do that. So really neat camera. I think that's gonna help with this. At least that's how I justified the purchase in my head. I love your beautiful mug. Well, that's nice. I do like this mug as well. I know what you mean. Thank you. I think. Interested to see how to set it up on non-Creality machine. Yeah, me too. I have no idea. All right, let's get into it, because otherwise this will be like one of those 3-4 hour streams, so hopefully not. 8:40 already. All right, let's go. Let's open the box. Let's see what's in here. So first we got some Creality stickers. They really want you to put this stuff all over the place. They're actually kind of cool. These are pretty neat. I don't know what I'll ever do with them. You know what? You know what we'll do? If you are the winner of this filament, I will include these Creality stickers in there to commemorate your honor of receiving this from this stream. So there you go. First drink of Miller Lite. I haven't even gotten to screws yet, Stone. Alright, let's get the pad out. This thing's quite the unit, actually. Like, it's got a pretty good size to it. I did hear that the screen scratches easy, and what's funny is I haven't even taken this thing out, and I can kind of see some scratches, unless there's like a protective film on here, which I really hope there is. Let's see. I think no, I don't think there is. Well, anyway, this is the pad. Gives you a good idea for the size of it. Like here is a soda. So pretty decent size. We got on the back we have says sensor. That's for, why is this not? Oh right, okay, hold on. I see the blurriness. Let's go to the meat. Let's go autofocus off. That way I can tell it where to focus. There we go. How's that? Let's see. We got some little feet. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. We got some feet, and then we have LAN sensor. This is for the accelerometer, I'm assuming. We got a USB. We got a cam port. That's kind of cool. We have power, and then power button on the side here, and then 2 more USBs. One on the top here, one on the bottom. So 3 total USBs plus 1 specifically for a camera, and LAN. You know, I gotta say, it looks nice. Like, that looks good. You know, we'll obviously take the screen off because we won't need that. I don't know if I'll do it in the stream or not, but this looks nice sitting next to a 3D printer. I like the size. Screws are in 45 minutes. That's true. We still have time for that. Mine is screensaver installed, but it's very thin. Really? Let's see. No, I don't think I have one. Also, I did receive this a while ago. Like, you know, I've probably had this for 4 months. I don't know if that's a while, but technically I have a feeling that this is already outdated in terms of firmware. So I did download the latest firmware. So we'll throw that on there. I don't know how, but we'll do it. I smell pizza. That's your reminder. All right, we have a manual. Should I take this out or should we just go in? You know what? I'll keep it out. All right, so there's 2 more containers here. Let's take a look. Also, the music's pretty loud on my end. Let me know if it's too loud. Yours is only 2 weeks, so only. So I guess we'll figure that out as time goes on. Also, I just saw my camera blink, and I have had that before. That's apparently underpowered. If that keeps happening, I do have a USB-C cable I could use. But for now, let's just leave it. So we got a Chinese plug. Okay, we got some adapters in here. Let's take those out. No music heard, which is good. Oh, okay. Well, it's blasting on my end. Oh, I think noise cancellation must be on. So we have some screws here. I wonder what this is for. Maybe this is for some kind of mounting. This thing that I threw is a USB drive, and that's good because I actually don't have one. I have SD cards I could use, but not a USB drive, so that's nice. Alright, so we got 2 adapters. Looks like a micro USB to USB-C, and then a mini USB to micro USB. Okay, so I guess that's for plugging it into whichever kind of machine that you have. So that's nice as well. Actually, very nice. That's nice to see that they're not only opening it up for other machines, but also letting us do it to that extent. Alright, so let's see. We got a bunch of cables. This thing's stuffed. So we have different plugs, none of which are US plugs. I'm thinking the US plug is in here, but we'll see. Yep, so here is the accelerometer, which I didn't think about, by the way, in terms of mounting, but I do have some double-sided tape. We'll just be able to do that. It would be better mounted, technically, but you do have to move it to the bed. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. We probably won't need this for now. I'm not going to calibrate the machine in the stream, but I'll have it out. Will we need these? No, probably not. Okay, so the cable. Nice little rubber band on here. Braided cable. Soft, flexible. So we got a micro USB, so that'll work with our Aquila here, and a USB. So this will be the cable that we use for the machine. Michael Strange, hey everyone, what's going on? Johnny5, I had one of these on an S1. Pad kept rebooting during print, so I returned it. Ooh, really? Did you try like firmware updates or anything like that? I know there must be kinks involved in this whole thing, you know. Like Klipper is still, like Nero said, Taylor. He was saying, you know, it's not necessarily meant to be out everywhere. Like it was never, you know, it's for tinkering. So I'm sure there's going to be hiccups. Hey, Sun Turtle, how are you? What color was the filament? We got this awesome fuchsia, they call it. Where are we at? Fuchsia. That's up for grabs. So check out the pinned comment all the way at the top of the chat there. And I'll include these stickers from the Creality Pad. They're kind of cool. Updated to the latest? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure. I literally have never dealt with it yet. Alright, so I'll just plug it in. Let's see, we'll do this one. Alright, so printer is plugged in to the Creality Pad. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. Adult music. I can see that, yeah. Alright, we got a big old power adapter, heavier than I expected. Does it have a US plug? It does. Alright. There we go. Ooh, this one's like real jazzy. Nothing? I have a feeling noise cancellation on the camera must play a role there. Hey, Texan. It's up and down. Yeah, it's probably noise cancellation. That's okay. At least I'm enjoying it. Alright, so, here we go. We get to test out the camera. Pardon the room and pardon the mess in the rest of the room, but let's plug this puppy in over here. Let's put that on. See, how are we routing this mess of wires? Plug it in, plug it in. Alright, we get the logo already. The printer's screen lit up because it's back powering it. Okay. Let's put this in there. This in there. Oh, I just realized the top is padded. Nice soft pad. Gotta love decent packaging. There we go. You know what? We'll put it right here. How's that? SonicPad. Alright, so we're right into Klipper screen. I love the porn music. Yeah, I did it for you. That's for you. Alright, any idea? Please connect your printer. Printer's not ready. Right. Any idea? Do I put this in now? You know what? Let's be civil. Alright. So, looks like what do we do first? Plug in power, plug in machine, and it goes right into boot settings. So I see over here it's going to tell us when to put that in. Okay, so let's go ahead and kick on our Aquila. I haven't turned this particular Aquila on in so long. I'm surprised the fan isn't broken. So this particular one, unlike some of the other ones I have in my room, this one is completely stock. 0 modifications, and I wanted it like that on purpose. Let's see if this works. Yeah. Here we go. Alright. Let's get that out of the way. I want to do a factory reset. There's an introductions on the screen. Factory reset on this. Oh, one thing I want to do before we go any further is I want to throw the updated firmware that I have. And I'm just assuming here that I can just put it on this USB drive. And I'll reboot it. We'll see. We'll see if that's enough. Modifying no name requires an administrative password. Why? Okay, so it looks like I might not be able to, in fact, put everything into a spinning beach ball of doom. Let's see. Okay, here we go. It's loading up. There's videos on here. There is instructions on here. There is a bootloader guide. There's brackets that you can print, I'm assuming. All right, let's see if it will let me put it on there now. Okay, now it is. So for some reason, that SD card had to like boot up, which I don't think I've seen before. So I was able to put the bin right on there. Well, it's still loading, but that's the plan at least. Yeah, you know you're an adult when you get a cool box and save it. True. I mean, I have a kind of a room full of boxes technically. Good morning. Just finished work. Sorry I missed the live. You didn't miss the live. We just started. All right. Did that go on there? It did. Okay, so I'm going to eject it. I'm probably doing it wrong right away. I think I'm doing a little too much assuming to start, but typically things need the most latest firmware. Is there a right power button? So, oh, it's a power switch. So the button on the side here is like a on-off switch. It's not just like a flat button. So that's not for nothing. Okay, why aren't you ejecting? I have to do a force eject here. Force. Eject with force. You know what's funny? Every time I click into the USB drive, it gives me a beach ball of death, which I don't really like. I am plugging it into a hub with quite a bit of other things in it, including both my cameras into like a hub. So let's see. I'm just gonna pull it. It didn't even give me an error, so okay. Kind of weird. Let's see. I'm going to put it into the one in the back. I'm guessing that's like the main one. Let's boot it and see if this is how you do it. If not, I'll take a look. Just put some chicken wings in. Nice. I just ate, but that sounds good. Buzzbird. Not 3D printing related, but with your name, you should get some henna tattoos like John Wick into a video with a Russian accent. Well, I'm originally from Uzbekistan. Moved here when I was 7 with my family. I do speak fluent Russian, so there's that. The name is Russian. I was named after my grandfather. So, family name. So I can definitely do very good Russian accent because, well, because I am that. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Please select your language. I have red. You guys want to go closer? Let's go closer. Yeah, I just like playing with the gimbal. Well, this camera is not a gimbal. It's kind of, it's almost, oh, you can see right here. It's like a size of a little smaller than a GoPro. But very well done, if you ask me. Let's see, are you guys focused? Oh yeah, okay. This won't work. I have an Aquila N32 with Klipper. I had to use a custom repo from GitHub to make the firmware to flash to the N32. I doubt Creality has that custom repo. I doubt they have a custom repo as well. I don't mind doing that. But I wanted to show what it's like to buy one of these if you had the Voxelab Aquila with N32 and see what it takes. So I appreciate you saying that. You know, I have an idea that it's not going to be easy, obviously, because this isn't a Creality machine. I need to read those TOS. Just don't screw through them. Yeah, it's true. Don't do what I'm doing. Do as I say, not as I do. Please select your region. I would love to. You guys see that, right? Does not like. I'm just gonna hit next. Failure. Okay, network. Get out of my network. Let's see, so I'm gonna hit add network. I have to type it in? No, cancel. Can I? No Wi-Fi available at the moment. Why though? Alright, I guess we need to update the firmware because something's already wacky. And network says optional. I mean, obviously we're going to need a network. That's kind of obvious, isn't it? You know, according to their instructions, 2.41, you should just be able to see the network here. But after you select the region, can I go back? So something is up right here where I can't quite scroll in there. Let's see. I'm going to power this down. Take that out. While that's happening, well, let's see. I have the original pre-chip shortage Aquila. Would that step still be needed? Which step? Oh, making the custom firmware. So it is. It depends. So there's two original Aquilas. Technically, one is a STP. I don't remember the 32 chip, and one is a G something. They're both technically the same, but one is a clone of the original. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't think any Aquila will be just the press of this thing. However, you can get a Creality board. Like you can get a $30 Creality board, which I have in there, and it is plug and play. That would literally make this an Ender 3. You would just be able to turn this on. Okay, so this took me to a whole different menu. Like I'm past the menus already by accident. So clearly something I did. So it needs this USB. What if I put the USB here? Do I need to update? All right, let's do some research. Why don't we? So, updating SonicPad to latest firmware. And for that, I should have unplug printer. Okay. I still want to update it though. Hold on, so I have browser view. And then in here, I have to click this, go here, and find Safari. Here we go. Alright, now you guys should be seeing my screen. Yep, okay. Anything from Creality themselves? Firmware. Good old Reddit. Username Creality, password Creality. Oh yeah, right. You can SSH now with root access. I did see that. That's great. That means you could literally edit the you can do whatever you want with install. But how do you, without being connected to a Klipper configured printer? You can't upgrade the firmware on the SonicPad without being connected to a Klipper configured printer. New firmware can also be installed via USB stick. Download the firmware here, okay. Add the config.ini file and the .swu file to the USB drive. Mine was just a... Oh, yep. You guys know what I put on there? I put on the Klipper firmware. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Hold on. I'm not going to plug that in. I have an adapter here for USB-C. Let's take that adapter, plug this directly into my computer here on the side instead of going through that hub. Alright. So my thinking here is, I think it's a good idea to get on the latest firmware before we do anything else. And as far as the printer goes, let's unplug it, but have it on there. I don't want to keep unplugging that. Alright, let's get into this drive. This drive isn't enjoying my adapter. There he goes. Now it's lit up. Don't plug the printer in until it's time to get rolling. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you guys for all these pointers. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to just emulate me buying one because I'm excited because I have one of these machines because it's technically somewhat affordable, and just seeing where it goes from there. I'm not able to see this drive anymore, which is concerning. There it goes. It just took forever. Alright, move that to trash. I'm moving the ini and the SWU file there. This is a very slow drive. Super, super slow. Like I don't remember the last time I had such a slow USB drive. Unplug everything and restart the pad. That's what I did. It's fully unplugged. Here, where'd that go? Are we under here? Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Better yet, let's move this up. Yeah, here we go. This is a good view. There we go. Alright, I like that. Everything's unplugged. This thing is still moving. Okay, so it is a 460 meg file, and it's going at absolute snail's pace. Like, you can't even estimate the time remaining to move these two files. That's comical. How big is this USB? 8 gigs. Alright, so there's space. Yeah, there's 700 gigs available. 700 megs available, and I'm putting 460 on there. All right, so this is about 3 minutes. All right, let's be patient. Firmware will update when you connect to the network. So the problem is we tried, but it won't connect to the network because I can't pick the region. If you don't pick the region, it doesn't give me the network. And I was trying to avoid manually putting in the SSID name because that's just annoying. But, you know, not a big deal. Fabrizio, hey, how are you? What is a Sonic Pad? Caleb asks. It's essentially this pad that's a screen that has a mini computer in it that runs Klipper. Klipper is a firmware that can run a machine that gives you more control, and it gives you the ability to run a little bit faster and calibrate your machine to an infinite amount. So you have full control. You have this awesome touch screen that's supposed to be pretty fast, and it's a crazy extension to your machine because it goes on the internet. You can get to a browser and see everything there. Have a file system. Have just infinite amounts of expandability. Plus, this thing can do multiple printers. So it seems to be a really fun, really cool way to kind of breathe new life into an old machine. Schwab, that's so cool. Yeah, it is cool. Let's get it running, and then it'll be even cooler, right? Let's talk about this while I'm waiting for this thing to load. I have a roll of filament here from 3D Max. This is coming from me. On the top of the chat, there should be a link to this page that you guys are seeing. God, I got to get used to where all this is coming from. Right here, the winter roll of filament. We have this awesome fuchsia color. This is PLA. I will be sending this to you anywhere in the world as long as you guys are here to claim the prize in the chat at the end. And up to $35 as long as I can ship this within from the United States. I will also be including these stickers that were in the box here that are really cool. Creality fast printing. There's a rocket. These are cool. Future is 3D printing. I'm a maker. Well done. Peace, love, 3D printing. That's cool. So there you go. This is just a thank you for joining the stream from me directly. And 3D Max makes my favorite filament, and they're also here in the United States. I want to see how it runs multi-machines with different MBs. So as long as the machine can run the Klipper installation that this thing is compatible with, it should be able to run it. I think, 3 machines? 4 machines? I don't remember. And then obviously you can unplug depending if you're not using the machine. So it can hold more, but at the same time, I think it can do several. I don't remember the exact amount. Let me check on our progress here. Did it copy the firmware? Okay, it did. Firmware is on. Let's eject the drive. I'm assuming it'll take a minute as everything else has. All right, there we go. All right, let's put it in the back. Just assuming this is the main one. I won't connect the printer yet, and let's power on. All right, we can go back to, I can use this cool thing, close-up view. I set up this this little Android gaming device that I have called the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus with kind of like a Steam Deck style app that lets me control OBS. Makes it a little bit more fun and easier to use. All right. Let's do this so you can see my beautiful mug. All right. English. Yes, please. Next step. I have read this. I promise. I'm reading it now. Watch. Discover flash drive upgrade. Yes, this is what we're looking for. Fix some known issues. Several features have been updated. Install. That's what we've been looking for. Oh, okay. Gotta be patient. You guys think something? You guys think something's happening? You know what? Let's be patient. It's gonna be a long stream. Would that work on a longer LK5 Pro? You're going to have to do some research. Technically, if the longer has a nano board, which it might actually, if it has a board that Klipper can be installed on, you could use this on it, technically speaking. And as far as I remember, because I really like the longer LK5 Pro, I think it has a Robin nano board in it. So yeah, you should be able to run this. I can't tell, although I moved here, I can't tell. Stone Farmer, hit the like button, please. Thank you. And yes, please hit the like button. You can custom config. Yes, custom config will be in the works. I just did the Sprite BL Touch upgrade on my Aquila S2. Question though, how this hot end fit under the X2 hot end cover? Yeah, I did a video on that. If it's the S2, you have to reprint the cover, or you can keep the cover off. But yes, it will fit in there. It's thinking. I think I should just run. It didn't show me anything. Creality site has a whole list of printers and motherboards that it will work with. There you go. Thank you, Hard Turtle. Also, Hard Turtle. What a name. It's amazing what can be accomplished by reading the instructions. Should I? You made me feel bad, Buzzbird. Is that your goal? I was just trying to have some fun. Alright, I doubt it's going to want me to do an update. But, like I said, we got stuck at the Wi-Fi portion, and I figured doing an update would be key. Alright, this is all just setting up. I mean, you know, the instructions are basically in order going through each screen that's going to be on here. Hot end PID. Click connect. This is connecting cameras. I mean, you know, I can't get to this step. So let's see. Firmware. Make sure the printer firmware has been flashed. Yep, we'll get there. Here's the Klipper screen. Time lapse. Severe stringing. Alright, and then Chinese. Okay, so this particular instruction set. Description, packing list, first use, daily use, system upgrade. Page 10. Online upgrade. USB upgrade. Please go here. Download. Okay. Copy. Yep. After inserting the machine, an upgrade prompt will pop up automatically. Follow the instructions to upgrade. Man, need instructions. Yeah, when something goes wrong, that's when I was planning on pulling this out. I didn't think anything was too wrong yet. Alright, let's do this. I'm just going to go through and oh, just a scroll. Oh, wow, it's long. Cool. Alright, next step. Cool. There we go. See, I couldn't get here, so I'm just going to assume either the reboot did it, unplugging the printer did it, or us having that firmware there did it. So we'll find out. Here we go. Alright. Totally not spyware. Take a peek. Yep. Okay. So I'm just putting in the information here. Current version is 1.6.29.117. Latest version 1.6.42.25. Okay, we are going to hit download on this. So as soon as it connected to the network, it did say that there is an update, and it's doing it now. So there is an update on there, but I'm just going to do this because it's easier. We're already here in place, and it's already going. So it's doing an over-the-air update. It looks like the manual one. I guess I couldn't quite click the button because the other startup screen started. So it is what it is. We'll just wait. 20% already. No big deal. We're just hanging out, right? Anyone printing anything right now? If you guys are printing anything, let me know what you guys have on your build plate. That'll be fun. Oh, I see some printer talk. That's what YouTube's for. That's true. My Aquila X2 motherboard broke. Is there any other Mobo for my 3D printer? Say, yeah, there's lots. Big Tree Tech has some really cool motherboards. One of the simplest ways I have videos on this is to just use a Creality Ender 3 board. It is mostly just plug and play, except for the actual mounting itself. It only fits on one screw, which some people don't like, some people don't mind. Some people just print a bracket once you have it all, working. But it is plug and play with that, and it is really inexpensive. So, it depends on what you want out of your printer. If you want lots of other options, Big Tree Tech has the SQR Mini, which is a nice one. There's a lot of boards that are plug and play for Ender style machines, and since this is an Ender style machine, you have so many options your brain will spin. But the Creality Ender 3 boards are really easy, so that's an easy suggestion. Yeah, Stone Farmer just said it. Chaotic. Oh, what I meant, Feder, being I'm not using the Haldus on the S2 anymore. Oh, I know it'll bolt up to the X2. But is the cover big enough, or will it require redesign to fit over? I think it fits. I don't remember if I've ever tried it on the stock cover. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer. I honestly don't remember. Hard Turtle. I'm going to have to go back and watch this whole stream again tomorrow when the pad gets delivered. Oh, that's painful. You got to watch this twice? Or leave now and watch later. But, hit the thumbs up before you go. Oh, we had a little beep. System upgrade. Please wait. Sure. 422 or 427? 427. Buzzbird. Oh, you weren't asking. Or were you? Ray B, 4.27. Yes, Ray. Hey, Ray, how are you? Ray is the king of S2. If you guys are on any of the Facebook groups for the Voxelab printers, Ray is usually there. Very smart guy. Enjoy our conversations, Ray. Elf says he has 3 different printers going, printing an anime prop. That is really cool. One thing I never got into, anime. I respect it, but I never got it. The closest I got is Dragon Ball Z, and I don't even know if that's offensive or not. But I used to really love drawing Dragon Ball Z when I was, I guess, middle school. It was like one of my favorite things to do in art class. Before I got in the cars, I guess. Stone Farmer, not printing, but painting 50 miniatures for a commission job. Another super fun thing. Printing miniatures and then painting them. Or painting miniatures. You gotta have real steady hands with those tiny brushes. I can't do it. I got short stubs. Shaky. Good for wrenches. Fred says he's printing some D&D terrain tiles for his son. That's awesome. OpenForge. I've heard of that before. Yeah, printing D&D terrain is definitely a thing that 3D printing has made much more accessible than before. I'm sure that the 3D printing is huge in that community. The system is preparing. The little rubber on the feet is really nice. Like, I can shake this entire table before this thing moves. Hard Turtle, it's actually your fault, Feder, that I got into 3D printing. Hey, you are welcome for this curse. Looking forward to S3. I know nothing about it. I honestly didn't look at it. Didn't look into it. I know it exists. I know there's other machines. 3 total. Right, Ray? Correct me if I'm wrong. There's 3 new machines from Voxelab. I just realized I got a Voxelab hat. So should I rock this while we're doing an Aquila? Nah. S3 is never coming. Nice t-shirt. Thank you. Thank you. I I should buy some more. I have 3. Not enough. The wifey not so happy. Yeah, relatable. I kind of took over the basement. She does still have her Peloton over there, so there's that. What is the best PLE? I'm guessing you're saying PLA. I'm a huge fan of 3D Max PLA. They're in the United States, made in the United States, shipped from the United States. Really good stuff. Hop in on the comment that's pinned to the top of chat and get a chance to win this towards the end of the stream, coming from me anywhere in the world, up to $35 shipping as long as I can ship from the United States, and I'll include the sticker kit that came with the SonicPad. Ray says the X3, the S2 Pro, and the S3. Yeah, wow. And they're all kind of the same-ish, huh? So, Ray, I don't know if you've counted, but how many printers does Voxelab have now, and that are basically the same thing? Can I do a series on the SonicPad and all the other printers? I don't know if I will do that. I am going to use this. I plan on using it. I'd love to have it set up down there, working with a bunch of my Klipper machines, which I have several of. I also have the FL Sun speeder pad, and I also have Big Tree Tech's the small board, the SB1. That doesn't have a screen, obviously, but I wanted to do a comparison. But those videos have popped up everywhere. I kind of missed that bus because I was working on the studio down here. So, can we buy those T-shirts? Yes. So if you go to my YouTube channel, which you guys are there now, there is a shop or store button next to the community tab, and you can buy these. Now these are not from me. I think what's the shirt store called? It's basically like a third-party popular shirt store, and yeah, I make $2 from those. I set that as low as possible. So if you guys buy a shirt or a hoodie, they are $2. And actually, I believe it has a smaller logo. This one was a little big. I think I made it smaller. If you have a flatter chest than this 3D mess, this would look cooler, I think. But I do have plans to make more clothes. I just don't know if anyone's interested. I don't think a single person has purchased the shirt. I don't blame them. I'm not like a big name in the community, but at some point I'll probably make more of these things because I do have a cool theme around, like saving benchies, SOS. It's a maritime thing. I was kind of wanted to put one up here, a big one. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah, those are available. Sorry. Can order a couple. Look at you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And hope you like them. All right, let's do this. Please set your language. Yes. Okay, so now we should be on the latest firmware. I'm guessing I'm going to have to do Wi-Fi again. Maybe it'll be smart enough not to. Say. With the new mobile, the Creality 4.27, does it still use the Aquila X2 screen? Yes, it can. It should be completely plug and play. And in fact, with that particular board, you can just have it be an Ender 3. The only thing that I would suggest if you do that, if you just use Creality, related firmware, software, anything, is there is a cover, this cover right here, the X-axis, what's the stopper called? It holds the switch. You can print one of these from an Ender, and that will give you more space on the bed. These are all over Thingiverse. You should be able to do that, and that will work better with any Ender-specific board, because this is downside, just the hair, for the Voxelab machines. Shirts are us. Honestly, I don't remember what the shop's called from the top of my head, honestly. But I've ordered 3 things from there. I've ordered 2 shirts and the hoodie, my hoodie, and they're good. I have no complaints. All right, let's keep going here. Next step. Yes, we're in New York. Let's load up some Wi-Fi. Oh, it's already connected. Look at that. It's already giving me an IP, which I kind of want to check out if it's already up. Let me do that real quick, just for funsies, right? 192.168.1.183. It's loading. Yeah, look at that. Browser view. And we are already... Well, obviously, Klipperize is installed Oh, right, I don't do this here. I do this in here. Bear with me, please. Oh, it's going to be a little smaller. That's okay. There we go, because it's on my laptop. All right, obviously none of that stuff will work. Okay, cool. We're here. Next step. We should Creality Sonic. Yeah, we'll just call it Creality Sonic Pad. Oh, there's a glare. Sorry. Let me go back to close-up. Gonna upgrade firmware on the Solo SV06 after live stream. Cool. I have the SV06. I have the SV06. I have the SV06 somewhere. Is it over there? I literally thought it was right here. That's the Voron build. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, right here. I have the SV06 right down there. Haven't gotten the chance to do it. I was actually supposed to do a whole bunch of other stuff, and I changed my plans around because of the Cheaty Tech machine. I was just too excited about it. You know, give China control of your life. I don't mind. It's okay. This Wi-Fi is closed down anyway. X and stop. Thank you, Michael. Sometimes words just slip out of my mind, you know? My microwave. Yeah, there is a lot of things in my home, in my life, just in general, in my business that are connected straight to China. So it's already too late. Track me, please, camera. Hello. Thank you. Okay. All right. So now we get to pick a printer. Obviously, we cannot pick one of these. I'm just curious to kind of see what they have here. God, there's so many Ender machines, aren't there? Look at that. I'm still scrolling. Wow. So they have like versions with the with ABLs. Okay, and other models. Let's see. Can I pick through here? CR, Prusa, Surmoon. Can I scroll here? No. Okay. Okay, all the different series. If I hit all, this is going to be endless, isn't it? It's laid out really nice. It looks like it moves very... You know, I expected this to be one of those touchscreens where you kind of have to like press, but it's pretty peppy. And there's 7. Man, that didn't do so well, did it? China knows me by my first name. Yeah, me too. So they say I'm more of a sweater guy. Yeah, I wear a sweater up until it's just too hot to wear a sweater. So, all right, let's hit other models. See where that takes us. Inconsistencies between printer.config and the current printer can lead to printer corruption. Please insert the USB stick. The printer config file should be placed in the root directory. Okay, I do have an Aquila config file. Thank you to Prince Leo for that. Prince Leo, if you guys have an Aquila, I'm sure you've heard of his channel. He does a lot of Klipper related stuff, a lot of specifically Voxelab Aquila related stuff. So I didn't get the file directly from him. I got it from, I think, some Reddit post. But what I did was, and I'll show it, I guess. I edited it to my liking. I just moved things around, put labels everywhere, things of that nature. All right, so let's do the config. Let's just do it in the order that they want us to. And for those interested, I can probably upload this config file somewhere if you need. All right, so let's get those INI and SW files out of here. All right, so it said put this config file right on the drive, right? Let's do that. Eject. Okay. Please insert the yep, okay. Get hardware serial port ID. It allows you to obtain. So what it's saying is this function allows you to obtain the serial port ID of the motherboard for custom model parameter setting. Before obtaining the ID, please ensure that only one hardware that only one hardware that needs to obtain the ID is connected to the USB port. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory so far. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this camera closer, and I will refocus it. There we go. Oh, actually, hold on. If I do auto, can I do global? Will that focus? Hey, okay, let's try that. Let's see how that behaves. Okay, let's do get. Hardware serial port. Let me open this config and see if that's correct. I think it is. Also, I think if we do browser view, and then I do this, back screen capture. Let's do capture. Oh boy. Window. Alright, let me find it. Right here. Live streaming. So fun. If you guys have OCD at all, this is like just not a good time. Alright. Here's the config file. So I just labeled it, put things where I like them typically. We have your kinematics, stepper drivers, your MCU. So it's basically telling us to add this serial right here. Let me see if this matches. Serial 1. Yep, and it's basically telling us to use, I put this label here, but it's telling us to use the top left pad on the SonicPad, or the USB on the SonicPad. So all this is doing, this is how Klipper works. So this config file is essentially the main part that I really like about Klipper. If you wanted to add a fan to the machine, you go down here and you define the fan, you say where you plugged it in, and then you can give it parameters, when to turn on, when to turn off, things like that, as long as that port where you plugged it in or how you plugged it in has that level of control. If you changed your heaters, you can change the style of them. If you did stuff to your extruder, or even added one technically, if your motherboard can handle it. Everything is done here, and then you just save and reboot, and it loads. You don't have to recompile anything, you don't have to do anything. Everything's done through a dock like this that's really easy to understand when it's cleaned up like this. And for those watching that have followed the Cheaty Tech video, I ended up doing this to theirs, because theirs was just, it's very vast and has a lot of Chinese stuff, English stuff, things that shouldn't be there, things that should. It's just a mess. So I cleaned it up like this. But this one's really basic because this machine is really basic. So this is it. All right, then let's go back. Why is this a blank screen now? This should be this. Why are you not working? Alright, I'm not sure why that's not working, but let's keep going. So we did that. Motherboard firmware compile. Okay, so this we are going to need. I am going to need to reopen that dock. Basically on the top, as you guys saw in the green color, it tells me here how to compile it. This file contains pin mappings for the Voxelab Aquila with the N32 G452 on the 1.0.1 main board. To use this config, during make menu config, select the STM32F103. STM32, I don't think there's many options here. Yep, F103. That's what we got, right? Let's double check. Come on, eyes, focus. Yep, F103. Alright. Let's read the rest. 28 KB boot. Where's the boot? Bootloader. 28K bootloader. Serial. PA9, PA10. Let's find that. Serial. PA9, PA10. Okay. You know, this is all in the dock. I just figured you guys might as well see it here. And N32 G45X option. What does that mean? Save us a startup for Gigabyte STM32F13 clones. I think that might be a thing because this is a clone. Does it add anything? I'm not sure. Enable additional low-level configuration options. Does that add anything here? No. So we did bootloader. The only thing we didn't do is this. But that doesn't say much. N32 G45X option. I don't know what this clock reference is. Anyone know what the clock reference is, guys? How much is the SonicPad? 160, yeah. And apparently you can get it on sale much cheaper. I'm building a box frame 300, 300, 400 with a Creality board and 0.9 steppers and all screw drive. I want to use the SonicPad. Cool. Yeah, that'll work. You know, if you use Klipper, you could be able to make a config file for pretty much anything. He's going to try the Beagle soon as well. Looking forward to that. Fred Loosley, you're both crazy. I do have the Beagle Cam thing. I've had that thing for ages. Once I saw there's a microphone in there, I kind of just put it away. But you can take the microphone out, and then there's been a lot of firmware updates for that thing. You can even do time lapses without having it hooked up to a printer, which I think would be the best use case for it. Hey, Lester. 2:30 a.m. Ooh, go to sleep. Does the machine need to have accelerometer while printing? No, only when you're doing the input shaper. Throws America flag and T to wake him up. Kind of 3 print because your channel has been learning from your videos too. Say, hey, that's awesome. That's cool to hear. Glad I could help. Can I use it with Cura? Yeah, the slicer doesn't matter. And there's definitions you can do for that to make it better. Like you can define exactly what the start and end print settings would be, kind of like start G-code. You can do that here in the config file instead of your slicer. That way you can try any slicer and just put print start and print end, and it pulls those from the Klipper config file. So lots of options, lots of doors open when you do this. All right, but this is kind of a problem because I don't know what the clock reference is. I'm going to have to search. Let's see. So according to this doc, I did all the things. Except for whatever that said, N32 G45X. I'm not sure what that is. Baud rate should be the same. Let's click here. GPIO pins. No, I don't know any of the GPIO pins. Well, let me do a quick Google search. Let's close this. Don't save. Let's see what's the... What is the... Well, we're not going to be able to find any SonicPad information on the N32. I already searched before. It's 2:37 a.m. here in the UK. I'm not sleeping until the end of the stream. That is dedication. Hopefully you have a nice beverage, maybe some snacks. That's dedication, Asgard. For those of you guys just joining in, there is a pinned comment at the top of the chat. I'm giving away this roll of 3D Max filament. There's this beautiful fuchsia color. The stickers that came with the Creality Sonic Pad, pretty neat. I'll include them. This will be shipping from me anywhere in the world. I'll pick a winner at the end of the stream. If you're here, you get it. And up to $35 as long as I'm allowed to ship to that country. You need a custom config file, coding files for the N32. Right, that's... The config file I already have, it's already on there. It's this part. This is making a firmware for us to load onto the machine. So Prince Leo does have a config file. I found it on his site. I already have that. So I mean a bin file to throw onto the machine. But I'm going to wait to do that because I wanted to try it from here. I mean, I'm going to leave it at this and see what this is. You know, this is technically the right chip. There isn't very many options. right? Yeah. Disable SWD at startup for Giga device STM32 F103 clones. I mean, it's literally a clone, so I'm going to select that. Like, I know that to be true. I can't read what this says. So this part here, it says USB IDs, but you can't see what this says. Can I hold it maybe? No. I don't know what that says. It says USB serial number from CHI, and then it gets cut off and you can't see. So, is this thing in focus? Can't tell. Yeah. USB device ID. Alright. P9, that's what that said. That's what this said. I think it's a clone, so we're going to do that. Enable additional low-level configuration options. Yeah. Why not? Alright, I'm going to hit generate. Yes, 8 megahertz. Okay. Johnny, thank you. This looks pixelated to me on my camera. This just can't seem to focus on it correctly or something. Can you guys see this thing all right? So from what I understand right now, it's making a firmware file, putting it on this USB drive. Then we'll be able to pull it off of our USB drive, put it on the SD card of the Aquila, and load it up. That's ideally what would happen. I guess we're going to figure out. What color is the giveaway filament? Quinn, we got this awesome fuchsia, I believe it's called. Fuchsia color. Super vivid, super bright. Focus, please, camera. And I'm going to include these stickers. And I think, let's see, here we go. I think that fuchsia color is right there. There's that one. Very bright. See it from a mile away. Really cool color. Alright, it says firmware file has been generated. Is it exported? With a question mark. It's asking me if they export it. Yes, the Big Tree Tick pad looks very, very promising. I couldn't get my hands on one quite yet. Every time I try to review a Big Tree Tech item, it gets put on hold for one reason or another. I never get to it, so it's really hard for me to ask them for anything because I've technically never put out an official video on any of their stuff. So, you know, why would they send me stuff if I don't follow through? I get it. So I'm not going to ask them for one. You order one? Nice. Yeah, I might too. I just have all these, so you can't just do it. All right, we're going to hit export. Please select the export. Brush into the motherboard. I kind of want to brush into the motherboard. Or export to USB. Why don't we just brush it? Let's brush it. Printer, motherboard, and screen are already connected. Please refresh the firmware. And it says brush in. I'm brushing, baby. We're brushing in. Firmware failed to be flashed. Okay. Sweet. GPI open, send a microcontroller startup. Wish I knew what that meant. Well, let's try to generate it again and do the USB method. Was the worst that can happen? Yeah, right? It's a good old Voxelab Aquila. You can pretty much always get it back to some degree of running. Disable SWD. Should be off. Really? Cancel. I figured it's a clone. Alright. Jordair, you need to flash the Aquila. Right, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to flash it with these settings. By the way, so far, like obviously I'm chatting, I'm reading stuff, you know, I'm not doing this very seriously. Like, if you're doing this yourself, you'd be like sitting or, you know, we're standing like I am, but like you'd be really focused on this. It would go much faster than what's happening here. Just as a thing. Ideally. Once a printer homes, you will know if it's right. Be speedy. I don't think it's going to be much faster right off the bat. Obviously, movement speed and all that you can outline in the settings. Firmware files has to be exported. Yes. Let's brush in again. Please refresh the firmware. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to brush in. Failed. Okay. We're just going to go to the USB drive. Less focus. More entertainment, please. Try it. Still got to focus, though. What firmware would I use on the Big Tree Tech Mobo for the X2? If you go with the Big Tree Tech motherboard, you can just use anything for an Ender 3. So there's a professional firmware. If you type in professional Ender 3 firmware, you'll find it. That's good, and it works on Big Tree Tech boards. You can also go Klipper with a device. All right, export to USB flash. Just gonna put it right here. Okay, so crazy Klipper, successful. All right. Now, who remembers? I haven't flashed an Aquila in a while. Who remembers what we need to do to flash that bin? From what I remember, let's turn this off. From what I remember, we need to take the SD card. Also, I need to unplug this. We need to take the SD card on the machine. Put that in. And we need to rename. What do? We put a folder. Gosh, I've flashed so many printers since all my Aquila videos. I think we need to put a folder called firmware. I don't remember. I think I'm going to do firmware. Yeah, I think it's firmware, all lowercase. And then we put the bin file in there. So let's see. Where did I put it? I see our config. User-defined printer. I don't see our saved file on this USB drive. I don't see it. It's not on the USB drive. Bootloader, bracket model for round cable, Creality print. User-defined printer tutorial video might be worth watching, but there isn't that firmware file did not go onto this USB drive. D1 folder? No, not D1. There's no screen on Klipper. The screen will go away. Hey Patrick, by the way, how are you? Will there be a video guide? Not for me. The whole point of this video is to see if you could just go in blind and get this done. That's kind of what I wanted to see. Prince Leo, yeah. Prince Leo has a ton of info on Klipper, but not Klipper's, not the Sonic Pad. Because a regular clean Klipper install is actually different than the Sonic Pad. It uses a different repository for Klipper, so it's ever so gently different. Yes, you do put the bin file, but as you guys just saw, it generated a bin file, and then I said put it on the card. It didn't. It's not there. All right, let's try it again, I guess. Let's see. Let me open this video. What do I need to open it? Doesn't work with QuickTime. Doesn't work with GoPro Player. File seems to be corrupted. What are you talking about? Let's try VLC. My music is gonna be gone. No, it just doesn't work. Their MP4 file, their video, user-defined tutorial on their USB drive does not work. All right, I'm gonna eject it and see if I can do it again. I'm gonna put a folder this time. Put it in a folder. Let's do a new folder on here. All right, so now it's just get a beach ball because this USB drive is so slow. If I had put the SD card in the bottom left USB printer in top above it. Hold on. Put the SD card in bottom left USB printer in top above it. Oh, okay. Let me make this folder, call it just in case. Rename. Let's call this firmware. And let's eject. Okay, so don't put it on the back. Don't plug it into the back. Plug it into the bottom. How is somebody supposed to know that? I guess it's probably outlined somewhere in some direction somewhere. All right. Okay, let's do that. So you're saying bottom, printer above it. USB stick was not detected. Okay, let it wait. The light lit up. Yeah, you have to use the SD card reader in the bottom. Oh, like I have to put a USB, not this USB stick. I have to put an SD card reader. Read the manual. Come on, you guys. That's what I have you here for. Reading the manual? That's like not fun. USB stick is okay. Reboot pad. Alright, printer above, USB drive. Oh, thanks, Lester. I don't remember. It's been so long. Error code. Okay. Kind of like this hard power button over here. Reboot printer as well, both at the same time. I listen to the experts. How frequently are you going to do live giveaways? I think I have a whole thing of filament that I got. So I think for the next few at least, I'll be doing giveaways of filament. Just as a thank you for people sticking around. We can't play Doom. What about Crisis? Zumi, I kind of wanted to find that out, but I have a feeling that, as some people mentioned, I'm being hard-headed and not reading enough. I would just assume you kind of like turn it on and it goes through this process. How would you be able to know? It's not necessarily targeted for non-Creality machines, and we got to keep in mind that that's what we're doing. We're doing a custom thing that this is not necessarily meant to do. It just can do it, and they say that it can do it. So it's one of those things, and that's the whole point. Like if that was an ender, we would have been running already. If that was an ender, you click ender, it flashes it right then and there, and it's running. If you have a Creality machine and you buy this, it works right away. If you don't have a Creality machine and you buy a Creality board, like that 4.2.7, and you throw it in here, it's already set up for that. You already have it pretty much. So you got to keep that in mind. The amount of the same style printer Creality has is amazing. And I guess Voxelab is doing a similar thing. Okay, yes. Let's do this. Alright. F103. 28K. This was P09. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, F103. F103. Okay. Generate. Oh yeah, I read all that, Asgard. 4 times now. I have too many upgrades already. I'm afraid it would just make it harder to install. Yes and no. It just depends on how much control you want. SonicPad on Aquila, take 2. This is like take 3 or 4 now. But I know it's doable. Because you can run Klipper on these machines. If you can run Klipper on these machines, you should be able to do this. Like I mentioned, they have their own fork of Klipper. So you can't just have a non... I think you have to flash this particular version of it. And there's also ways to do it through Linux. I know that's true on the FL Sun machines, like on that right there. Like you can run Linux, which I just boot in Parallels on my MacBook, and then it gives you a direction on how to do it. You kind of compile your own firmware, and you should be able to throw that on. So that exists on other machines too. Are you putting Klipper on the Aquila here? Yeah, I'm trying to, Jack Black. Zooming. Alright, export. So, you guys were saying earlier, Lester, right? Booted, that's there. Brush. Printer, motherboard, and screen are already connected. Please refresh from. Does that mean I should reboot the printer right now? It's not very clear. I saw a hack you could do in the latest version of Klipper on the pad, but it's pretty involved. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch. If you have N32, find bin file, flash Klipper, and you can use the SonicPad somewhat. I mean, I have a bin from Leo that I can throw on there. So we can do that if it comes time to it, but it means you shouldn't have the printer connected. It just, why can't they please connect the printer, motherboard, and screen and ensure that no other devices are connected to the USB? It's just strange to me that the US market is so huge, right? Especially for Creality. Why not have the translation be perfect? Creality, I will be available to translate. Shoot me an email. Alright, already connected. Let's do it. Does Klipper support N32? Yes, Jack Black. In fact, error codes. Printer not ready. The Klippy host software is attempting to connect. Please retry in a few moments. Let's try to re-execute the task or restart the screen. Okay, try again. I don't remember what I was talking about. I got thrown off. Is the machine switched on? It is. I'll turn it off. Oh, the N32. So just recently, I think Klipper has added the N32 board to the official Klipper GitHub. I have a spare Pi. Yeah, spare Pi would be great. You can just skip this whole thing right here. You can just install Klipper super easily in a few minutes. There's configs available for the Aquila. You would just use the web interface and do it all there. You'll be set. You don't have to have the screen. This is just a way, if you have a Creality machine, you can just you can literally turn this on and have it working. What we're doing is kind of hacky, but it should still be able to work. They market it that it can work. Both off and both at the same time once you've installed firmware on machine, and only do it via SD card and bin file. So how am I supposed to get the bin file, Lester? That's my whole goal, is to get a bin file from here. Zoomy. I like that Patrick gave you a hard time. Please don't. Leo's a totally cool guy. I just found out he's East Coast with me. We're East Coast gang, Aquila gang. Cool dude. Obviously extremely helpful, knowledgeable. You know, it's all good. I watch his videos. If I watch them, why can't you watch them? It's not competitive like that. At least to me. Maybe it is for other people. Not to me. I can coexist with everybody. Why does this keep happening? Please connect your printer. I guess this is what you're talking about. Don't have it connected until it tells me to. View pad, send it to the SD card. Then put the SD card in the machine. Okay, I read you. Here's what we're going to do. I have in my bag of joy, I have an SD card USB reader, and I have the Aquila USB in there, one of these bad boys. Alright, nothing is connected to this at all. What's set up? Home? No. Aha. Okay. Yeah, 28K. Sorry, I wasn't talking there for a second. So I didn't have to restart. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I just got I just got into it there for a second. You don't have to click restart. Wait to restart. You could just hit the settings and find this there. So at least that's nice. Alright. So that should be all the things. We're going to hit generate. USB stick was not detected. Okay, putting it on the bottom here. Give it a second to load. Hal, I'm sorry, Fetter. I can't do that. Factory reset. Alright, let me just try this because we're here, and then we'll do it again. Firmware file being generated. I guess it knows that exists. Can you guys hear this jazzy tune in the background? Mr. Green Elite himself. What's up, man? If you guys are just joining, like Mr. Green Elite, at the top of the comments, there's a pinned link. Go ahead and jump in there. I'm giving away this spool of fuchsia filament PLA by 3D Max, along with the sticker kit that came with the Creality Sonic Pad. From me to you, anywhere up to $35, and as long as I can ship. And I'll pick it towards the end of this stream. Hey, Randy, how are you, buddy? Randy May, guys, check out his channel. It has an amazing channel. So much cool stuff. He's really good at 3D scanning. Lots of cool stuff there. Laser engravers. Content is straight off the chain. If you guys haven't subscribed to Randy, definitely jump into his channel and check that out. And am I having fun? Yeah. This is fun. This is fun. Alright, we're going to export this onto the USB drive. And I'm going to, I'm just going to put it here. No, I'm going to have to rename it, aren't I? That's okay. Yeah, because it has a crazy name. Actually, Lester, do I have to rename this, sir? Good to hear you're doing good, Mr. Green Elite. Printer's still good, doing good? Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, absolutely, Randy. Love your stuff, man. So would you like to play a game? Lester, no. To which part? Let me ask again, because there's a delay. Successful. Do I need to rename this file? Or just throw it in? Flash the printer like normal. Hard turtle. I'm going to do it. No, rename needed. Oh, like, no rename needed. Alright. Taking. Alright, here we go. Putting in. I don't have this connected at the moment. We're going to power up. And nothing happened with the firmware. No, you do not need to rename it. That didn't work. I guarantee you I have to rename it to firmware that bin. I'm almost positive. I'm going to try again for just good measure. No. Do I have to have it plugged in? Is it more complicated? Yeah, so Randy has this set up with an Ender 5. You can obviously click on the Ender 5 on the list and it just does it right away. We're kind of hacking a completely different machine here. Step 3. Build a form. Yeah, right. There we go. Please download a document with the XX bin, folder firmware, insert TF card into 3D printer, restart the machine. Okay, I knew that. I knew that. So I just have to move it real quick. No problem. Yeah, because I remember vaguely, it's been a while since I did all the firmware videos on the Aquila, but I do recall that you have to have a folder called firmware, and that has to be in there. I honestly didn't know that you could have it named something outside of just firmware, so that's cool. Alright, I just throw it in the folder. Next video will be something more simple, like decoding the genome of a platypus. This isn't that hard. This is fun stuff, guys. Also, like, there we go. That's how you know. Can you guys see the screen? That's how you know it's working. This is good. Believe it or not, that's a good thing. Rack says, I learned how to do firmware from you. See, and here we are now. Hacker man, exactly. So, technically speaking, if somebody was to make a video on how to do this, it would be so easy. Like, so far, it's been almost brainless. We're just fiddling and, you know, having fun with it. I'm not being very serious. So, just keep that in mind. If you guys are a serious person and you want it to be like how do you do this step by step. We're just exploring here, having a good time. All right, as far as I remember, this means that it's flashed. Now, what I don't remember, to be honest, is if I have to restart it again, or do I just let her rip? Like, can I just plug it in and go? I don't remember. Asgar's, I'm keeping my mouth shut and going to make coffee. What is the N32 called under Marlin? I think it's the same. I think it's, I'll tell you. Under Marlin, I think it's called N32 G45X. I think. There is no try. There's only do. Yep. The power of editing. No, I wouldn't use this video. Actually, I guess somebody could. I mean, I could use this video, but no, I'd do a thing. Are we 2 hours in for real? Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to waste everybody's time. The foam out. Oh, Patrick, that was crazy. I still think about that. I stare at the machine when it's printing and I just stare at this thing and I'm like, I remember that moment. Remove SD card. Reboot. Gotcha. I'm going to move the firmware file off there just in case it's on there. Actually, you know what? I'm not. Because I think once it installs, it's gone. Alright, so you're saying restart the pad. Here, we'll do a hard restart. This is a great learning experience. I'm glad you think so. Because that's what I thought. I thought this would be a cool learning experience to do it with you. With y'all. Boot at the same time. Baby! Let's go. Can you tell I'm getting pumped? What is the pad for? The pad is essentially a Raspberry Pi with a screen attached to it, so that you can have an interface sitting right here next to your machine. You don't need this. You can do it many other ways, way cheaper if you want to just use a computer and just go to the web interface. All this does is it adds a space in between, and everything's here. You can connect multiple devices. It's already set up. But most importantly, if you have a Creality device, this thing works completely out of the box. You know what will make it cooler? Fireballs, backflips, definitely. Always. By the way, I think I went all the way to the start by accident. Sun Turtle. There's 2 turtle people in here. Super cool stream for making some late night food. Glad I could entertain. $70 more? Right. Yes. Much easier than VS Code. In my opinion, I've always hated using VS Code. Just not good at it. And I've made firmware so many times. Especially, it's even worse when you need to, when the printer doesn't have a bootloader. That was a thing back in the day. That was way worse. You had to use special pins and USB adapters and all this crazy stuff. Do I need to go through this? Let me just click next step. Printer config is not detected. Also, just as a thing, we rebooted the machine. It's not using a... it's not using the screen. That's good. Right, how do I add the config file? Right, I need to go to the interface. Reconnect. Oh, here we go, guys. Alright, here we go. Here's the next step. We're here. It does keep factory resetting, but I think it will stop very soon at the next step. Alright, let me get you to browser view. Just to make... Can you guys see the browser? I can't see it on my side. Let me remove it. Why can't I see this? There we go. Can you guys see my screen here? I can't. It's showing a blank for some reason. All right, let me remove it, and I'll add a new one. Are you sure you want to remove it? Yes. Okay, hit new. We're going to add macOS Capture. We're going to add an existing one. Call it Capture. No, we're going to make a new one called Safari. Okay. Right, so I'm going to do that for a second. We're going to go to Window Capture, and then we're going to tell it Creality Sonic Pad, and it's going to be massive. And there we go. Why is this here? Remove that. Yes. There we go. Okay. Learning curve, guys. Learning curve. All right. Here we go. We need to put our config file, that config file I showed you earlier, on there. The machine now has Klipper. This thing made a Klipper profile, made a Klipper firmware. We installed it onto the machine, and now it's looking for the config file, the printer.config, and we have one. So right now, this is the Klipper interface. So what you can see up here is we typed in the IP address of the SonicPad, and right now we're logged into what looks like just fluid. This looks like fluid. Over here, we need to go to... Oh, this is slightly different looking. Configuration, we have this config file. Let's see what's in there. It should probably be empty or what? Oh, okay, so it just has this, just like a standard setup. Randy May with the 20. Randy, you don't have to do that, man. I really appreciate it, though. I'm going to get going. Let me know how things turn out later. You know I will. Randy and I chat all the time. He gives me all the insights. Like I learn from the biggest YouTubers. Randy's one of them. He has another channel, much larger channel, where he makes jewelry. And he's kind of moving all the 3D printer, laser, scanning stuff that he's doing on the daily to Randy May, to that specific channel. So guys, check that out. Really, really cool stuff. Thanks, Randy. I truly appreciate that. Truly. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to hit rename. And I'm going to rename this to stock. I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to literally drag in that config file right here. And we're just going to rename this to config. I'm going to hit save. We'll click it. All right, is this my config? It is. Look at this. See that? All right, so this should be the super basic. This is the serial to this, so it knows to communicate through that serial port. I'm going to hit save restart. Save restart is how you get this thing to use the latest config files. That was open a config file. Why? Once our language should restart. Hold on. Unable to open config file. This is where it's mounted, where it's located. Printer the config. Why not? Why can't this be open? Here, let's do a full restart on everything. Let's see. I'm gonna do probably a reboot, or we need to hit next step here. Let's see. No. I'm gonna restart both devices, I think. Including spelling, what I do? Config. Oh, Jesus. Lord have mercy. About to get religious up in here. Sorry, guys. I got too excited. Too excited. I need to pull my brakes. Need to pull my brakes. Okay. All right. Pause, resume. Right. Display status. Okay. So it wants some macros put back into printer config. What I can do here is we can include this. Here's what we're going to do, and I'll do it just live. So we're going to rename this to... Actually, this might not work, so we'll see what it does. I'm just going to name it... I'm going to name this stock-config, and I think this will work. I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the printer config. And let's do this here. I usually like to put this at the top. You do, what is this Grammarly thing? Go away. I love Grammarly, but I hate that little button. It looks like you can't see it. Include, and then we're going to include this just like that. There we go. It sees it. And let's make our little title here. Includes. Also, I don't know if any of you noticed, but I'm really proud of this. I'm really proud of this section. This is a fan section. Fred, $1.99. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Zulu. Yeah, I got so excited. That's hilarious. Elf. Yep. I wasn't looking. That's funny. Randy shamed you. Don't let him shame you. And, I truly appreciate it. The price literally does not matter. The gesture alone means much more to me. I truly appreciate that. Craft macros and cheese. Yep. Add an include. Yeah. So the include, the way this works is it pulls all of this first. And right here, it'll say to include this document. So here, I'm going to hit save here instead of save and reboot. So right now, it'll try to include this document, which is what they had. And I have a feeling this is going to start messing with all this other stuff. But it has the other macros in it. So that's going to play a role. This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work because this has all of this other stuff in it. Alright, hold on. Let me think about what I want to do. I'm going to keep this how it is. And I think in here, I'm just going to comment this out for now. Oops. I'm just going to comment this out for right this second. Just copy the first 4 macros into the new config. Yeah, I mean, they are right here. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta copy all these items. It's 4 items. Alright, let's do that. How come it only wants the cancel print and not the start or stop? I guess start and stop is... you don't need it. Fluid set. So it literally, did it say pause resume? I don't remember. Cancel print. Yeah, let's just get all these macros. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I need this stuff too. Okay. Put this at the bottom. Put this here. What should I name this? Requirements. We'll rename it something later. Alright, let's see if this thing is happy with that. Printer's not ready. Oh, here we go. No errors. We have a Klipper padded Klipper Aquila. Have you removed the SD card from the printer? Yes. I think we're good. Yep, I think we're good. I haven't leveled this machine in ages, but I'm going to hit home. And we're just going to send it and see if it homes. You guys ready? Here, we can leave this screen. Let's go to close up. Also, Can I hit next step here? Config not detected. I mean, it's besides what's happening on the pad here, we're very clearly on the internet, on the browser. Here we go. I'm gonna hit home all. Reboot pad again. Why am I rebooting this thing so much? Hold on. Before I reboot it, I'm gonna hit all because there's no errors, which means the config's fine. It knows everything about the printer. It knows the steppers. It knows the size. It knows what machine this is. He's saying reboot pad. I will. Hold on a second. Chill out, Lester. Come on, man. I know it's crazy like 3 a.m. over there, but all right. Heavy mouse goes to the emergency stop button. That's true. All right, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna hit home. And I'm going to the emergency stop button. No need, baby. We're homing. We're home. That totally hit the bottom there. Yeah, it totally hit the bottom. That's okay. 3:30 a.m. Not bad. Yeah. We're clippered out. Here, let me zoom out a bit. And now we need the pad to work. So let's take care of that next. Meet 4K console. Let's zoom out. There we go. Now the camera's crisp. This is a 4K camera, but I have it zoomed in so far. What's zoom out like? We can just zoom out. That's okay. You guys don't mind the light and the mess back there. Should be okay. Hit bed level. See how fast it is. Well, I kind of don't want to do that yet. Let me hit motors off. Oh, let's go back to browser view. Yep. All right. You should be able to see everything. Is that big enough, guys? Or should I? Let's see. Can I'll move this up. Does that give me more space? Not really. All right. I'll just keep it all like this. Is that cool? Can you guys see? Is this big enough? Oh, here we go. I'll do this. There we go. There we go. Cool. All right, motors off. I'm clicking in OBS. Motors off. Also, this is another cool thing I really like about Klipper is this console. You can do anything in here. Any command that's available in 3D printers can be done there. It reads everything. Super cool. And plus, keep in mind, we have input shaper now. So just mounting that, since this is a single sensor, not both, one you mount to the hot end somewhere on top, then you do that configuration, and then you put it on the bed, you clamp it to the bed, and you do it that way. And then you have input shaper. Pending brakes. Alright, hold on. Before I do anything, once it's been leveled, the pad should be showing correct screen once it has been leveled. Oh, like home, do you mean? Well, anyway, hold on. What I need to do is, I did motors off. Let me get a piece of paper. Let's make sure. Also, did it use the end stop? Or did it blow past it? Because I did hear it hit. Let's just home. Let's see. No, it uses that stop. Oh, it's perfect. I don't even need to level it. It's been leveled. I think, like I said, I think the last time I used this machine was well before so it's 5 months or so it's been sitting. No bed when it has been leveled and saved. You mean like the mesh? Okay, so you're saying restart the pad. So just so you guys are aware, like right now you still see it on the screen, but right now the pad is off, so there's no Klipper on. There it goes. Now it turned off. Yes, sensors included in the pad. Okay, sorry, I've been missing some of these things. Love the board games, by the way. I have almost 500. Hey, look at that. maybe one day we could do a rundown of your collection. Sure. I actually designed a few. Probably not familiar with them, but these are the two that are my design, art, and publication myself. So we got Dice Bazaar, family dice-oriented game, where you're in the market, and these are called price dice, and everyone has their own board and their own dice, and you're trying to roll dice in hopes to match the price to buy different goods from the market. Very fun little family game. And then this is a battle card game that's based on a Russian card game called Durak that I've played literally all my life. But it takes the Russian game Durak and adds almost like superpowers to every player, so you can play as a barbarian or the mage, things like that. You know what I'll do? I don't know if you guys are going to be interested, but I will include both games in the giveaway. So for the giveaway that's in the top, put your name in there, and at the end of the stream, I'll not only send you this lovely filament, the sticker kit, but I'll also send you both of my games, Battle of Durak and Dice Bazaar. And I have a third game that's going to be published in Germany called Grease Monkey Garage. It's kind of like a shared worker placement game where you're in a busy car shop. I've been working on this game for, my daughter's 7. I've been working on this game for 8 years. It's gone through 4 publishers. And it's hopefully finally going to come out very soon. But you're managing a very busy auto repair shop. Cars are coming in. They have different needs. And on your shift, you're managing the entire shop with employees. And then when it's the next manager shift, they have to manage the shop. So by the time it comes back to your shift, you might not have the same stuff available to you. That's going to come out soon. Anyway, bit of a tangent. Dasata. Nathan, how you doing? Everybody, congratulate Nathan Builds Robots for going full-time. I don't know if you've mentioned that yet to your YouTube audience, so maybe I just leaked some super secret information. But huge congratulations, man. That's such a big step. You know, it's awesome to see you grow that fast. If you guys haven't, for some reason, checked out Nathan's channel, go ahead and jump on in there. He deserves it. Before you leave my channel, though, hit the little like button down at the bottom. All right, let's go back to this. I have to do this every time? That's got to be not right, right? Because it does save the Wi-Fi password and everything, so... So you just can't see the config file for some reason, but it is running. Please insert the USB stick. The printer config file should be placed on the root of the directory. I did that already, didn't I? Let me force refresh since this pad is on. Here's what I'll do. We'll go back to this file, right? And now that we have this in, let's close. Let's download this file. Okay, and I'm going to insert this. I'm just going to do what they tell me. Wait. Does it want me to take it out of the printer? Please insert the USB stick. The printer config file should be placed in the root directory. No, it's trying to get the same config. So here's what it's doing. Here's what it's doing. It needs to match the config file that we have right here on the sound, like right now in Klipper. It needs to match it to the pad itself. I'm guessing. So I just downloaded that printer config file. I put it on here. Well, I haven't put it on here. I'm going to put it on here. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, it's here. Let's go to. Okay, it's not on yet. Remove SD card from printer. Is it the printer one, Lester? See, it's so unclear. It's odd. Cycling station getting broken down. You really have to work to make money. Content is key. It's vitally important to stay on top of it. Otherwise, your subs will unsub. Yes. Was that a dig at me talking about board games? It's supposed to be a casual thing. Think about having an auction to get rid of a bunch of extra junk and printers, though. Totally do it. Am I listening to Blockhead? I don't know what Blockhead is, but this one's called Ill Kitchen by Nocturnal. Not a dig, just advice for Nathan. I know, I'm just joshing, man. Board games are cool. Well, whoever's getting this is also getting some board games. Actually, I have two still in the box. I mean, still in the box. Brand new. Here we go. They're brand new, and they have dust from my construction. I'm just kidding. I'll clean them up. But, you know, dust from the construction right there. So, yeah, like I said, this was designed, illustrated, all the art. Some of the characters that are in here were part of a Kickstarter extra where they paid extra to be in it. Some are my family, some are some strangers, but I illustrated them as well. So it was a lot of fun, learning experience. In case you're wondering if it ever made money, yes, but no. The first game didn't, the second game did. It wasn't about money. It's still really fun. Even the third one's not about it. If you have the firmware flash SD card in printer, you will be here until the end of time. Remove it. Firmware. If you have the firmware flash SD card in printer, remove it. What? Is it because of this? Listen, I'm going to do what you say. But I'm confused. By the way, Lester, thank you very much for all your advice, for real. Like, I see that you're trying to get my attention doing all caps, like, sorry, and thank you. I appreciate it. Nathan. Loaded clips. Dust is okay. Games are cool sounding. Thank you. Now reboot both without, you're saying without this. Alright. I will do it. Alright. Both off. On. Outside of all the confusing stuff and kind of like the unclear instructions that are happening, technically speaking, it's been very easy. If you had instructions, like written out, like somebody did a video, I feel like this would be pretty easy. Especially if like the config was just readily available. Which I guess I could make that. If anything, I'll put it in the Discord under the file section. See, for me, this thing is booting all the way. If you have SD card in the printer, it's trying to reflash every time. The printer is fine. Here, let me go back here. It's not the printer. As you can see by this, the pad is running Klipper. Here's what's happening. It's the Klipper screen. So as far as I understand, who reads instructions? Not me, Buzz. Klippers, the screen itself has to run a version of Klipper as well. So there's something that's running, an MCU that's running Klipper, and an MCU that's running the screen that has to have its version of Klipper. And right now, for some reason, that part isn't talking. Finish the setup now on pad, and you will be golden. Yes, sir. Nathan. Weird thing is it was up online. Yeah, I mean it is up online. This is our machine. Here, ready? There you go. Home. Macros are in. Cancel, print, pause, resume. Very simple stuff. Part fan. Let's blast it. Bam. Parts fan's blasting. You know, Klipper is running. We're going at 300 millimeters per second. All right, let's see if we can finish this. Going back to other. Next step. Did this. We did the firmware, so I'm hitting next step. I mean, it's the same thing's happening. It's not working, Lester. Here's what it's saying. It says tips. Inconsistencies between printer config and the current printer can lead to printer corruption. Okay, get it? In case like some voltage is defined somewhere, things along those lines. Please insert the USB stick. The printer config file should be placed in the root directory. And then it says just next. So I'm going to do that exactly, because that's what it says. Show me screen. Please insert the USB stick with a printer config file. So here's what I did, Lester. I downloaded literally this config right here. I have this. I have the USB stick in. No name. Let it load because it loads forever because this USB stick is just a dinosaur. It's just so slow. Like it takes ages. Yes, and folder on stick in pad, not printer. Yes, correct. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to eject it and install it again, insert again, because it's not coming up. I got to say, this drive is garbage. Everything else so far is fine. I wish the translations were clearer, sure, but this Natak drive is garbage. And the problem is, I don't have any other USB drives. I looked. You know, I can always put an SD in an adapter like that. Alright, it's blinking. Yeah, I think if you had... Obviously, we haven't finished yet. But obviously, I think if you had very clear instructions on how to do this, this would be pretty easy. Check the permissions. It's just a text doc. It should be okay. What board and processor do you have in your printer? This is the N32 chip. You don't have a USB in pad. Right, I have it in the computer. I'm putting the config file like it's saying. It's literally asking me to put the config file onto the USB stick and put it in the pad. So that's what I'm trying to do. But now I'm having trouble with this... the USB stick. Maybe it's just empty? It's empty. It's untitled and empty. Why? It just had so many files on it. Okay, whatever. The printer config is on it. Eject. Make sure it's not read-only. It's not. I could open it easily. That USB needs to go on the pad. Right. That's correct. That's what I'm doing. I guess I just misunderstood what you were saying, but that's what I was trying to do the whole time. Okay, the config is on the root. That's the only thing that's on here. There used to be files on here. It used to be named something. Now it's nothing. Don't know why. Now it's going in here. I'm going to let it light up. Here. Let's do... What's up? Follow the instructions on screen pad. Okay, it's on there. We have it. I'm going to hit next. The printer config file is not detected. I'm going to hit previous step. Next. Next step. Printer config file is not detected. Fetter, who is your cameraman? He's just he's not a good guy, my cameraman. But look, he does do what I say. Like this, ready? Yeah. See that? Get out of here, you loser. And also, don't even follow me, bro. Oh, psych. Follow me. You like that? Party tricks. No, it's called OBS Bot. OBS Bot Tiny 4K with a little gimbal, and then this one is a OBS Bot Meat 4K. So it's the same. It's just non-gimbaled, but I have like a gimbal type of thing. Okay, add a config in a folder and one not in a folder. This Stone says that you passed the screw phase. Yes. So in case you're just joining, we have Klipper running on the machine. We have full control over it. Now we're just trying to get Klipper screen to show up, because Klipper screen is not showing up. I'm sure it will only look for the original config file name. It is printer.cfg. Corrupt flash drive, reformat it. Yeah, let's do that. Although, I mean, it literally, like, something is literally wrong with this, I think. Should I... So look, this SD card that was on the machine is not needed anymore, right? I'm just going to put it on here. I know this thing works. It doesn't matter what other files are on it. Let's do that. I think that flash drive is just... Something's up with that flash drive. I don't like it. Alright. Firmware, we're going to delete this away. Move the trash. It's got a bunch of G-code on here. It's all fine. I'm just going to leave it where it is. Okay, I'm going to put that printer config file on the root, because it said that. It says, should be placed in root directory, so having it in the folder is not going to help. Then I'm going to eject. Card readers don't work with a SonicPad? Oh, we're about to find out. Actually, it did. It did work. It did work, Ben. I used this. Right, I can do it this way. I used this little guy. Okay. Almost fell into my coffee cup. I used this little guy with the SD card in it, and it worked. That's how I got the firmware on there. Smash the like button. Yes. Please. Apparently it's very important. I just recently joined the stream. The SonicPad, basically an Android tablet. Kinda. It's like a inexpensive Raspberry Pi with a screen attached. It's really meant for Creality printers, and we're trying to get a non-Creality printer running, which clearly we have. It wasn't the most straightforward thing, but technically with instructions I could recreate how to install it pretty fast. And I have another printer that I'll probably do it on. Especially if you guys are all interested, I can make a video on it. I already have a config file, so I can provide that. It'll be pretty easy once something like that is made. The point of the stream was just to see if it's done, if I'm able to do it just going in blind. Also, since some people are joining, head to the top of the comments. Oh, right, this is like a double. Top of the comments, should be a pinned comment there. Put your name in for a roll of filament. This is Fuchsia PLA by 3D Max. This is coming from me. Anywhere in the world, up to $35 of shipping costs, as long as I can ship it to you, because some countries I still can't ship to. I will also be including the Creality stickers that came with SonicPad, and now apparently both of my published board games, Dice Bazaar, which is a family board game, family dice game, and Battle of the Rock, which is a card game that involves fighting, kind of like a reverse trick-taking card game. With some take that. You gotta be perfect for that. Some people don't like take that. Alright, Feder, I'm going peace out. See you, man. Thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Smash the like button. Then unsubscribe so I can resubscribe. You are really working the algorithm. I like it. Love it, dude. Alright. It's in there. It's on the route. Let's go. Okay, nothing happened when I hit next, and I hit it again. There we go. The printer. So it is. This is the culprit. Something happened here. This thing broke. Tabletop biker. I bought the Creality 4.2.7 board and did that way. Yeah, that would be really easy. Literally just clicky, clicky, and go. If I check Messenger on your phone. Flash firmware, the pad SD card, insert SD into printer, flash printer with pad off. Switch machine and pad back on, both connected up, and it should work and detect it. It seems to be working. I'm just going to hit no. Here, let me go to a different view. I keep forgetting that I have this thing set up where I can just push the buttons and show you guys what's happening. Alright, here we go. It says the printer config is detected. Is the file loaded? Loaded. Tips. Please ensure that the printer firmware is flashed and connected to the machine before loading. It is. We're going to hit OK. So it actually took that. Oh, we could have done it that way. We could have done it that way. It took that config file. I manually added it into Klipper, if you guys remember. I could have put it on this and have it do it, and that's what it just did. I see that the Klipper is reconnecting over here. Loaded successfully. Congratulations on loading the file successfully. The device is about to perform a self-test. You guys ready for a little self-test? We're going to find a link to your games. I took down all the stores for all my board game stuff because it's not a venture that I was doing anymore at some point. So you can't... Where can you buy them? I don't think you can. I don't think anywhere sells it unless it's... Because I took them off Amazon. I took them off everywhere. It's been years. I have so many, though. I've been giving them away everywhere. I give them to schools, to libraries, anyone that's interested. I don't know where you can get them, but if you search BoardGameGeek.com, you should be able to find them there. They have a store section on each game, Dice Bazaar and Battle of the Rock. That's a tangent. I'm sorry. I don't mean to ignore him. I'm getting really excited over here, though. All right, so load. It's about to do a self-test. Let's see what self-test is. Firmware has been flashed successfully. Please click on the next step for self-test. Self-test will start. Tips. Please ensure that the Creality Sonic Pad is properly connected to the printer. Please ensure that the printer's hotbed surface is clean. The self-test process will take about 30 minutes. Does that mean I have to have filament? If I want to filament, I want a bag of screws. Yes. So it looks like it's almost 11. I have the thing turned off at 11:59. So you guys have an hour to enter. I don't think we'll be going on an hour, apparently, according to this. Maybe we will. I don't know, actually. Maybe I shouldn't say. All right, let me clean the bed. I'm guessing it's going to want some filament at some point, at least. That's the only reason I could think of while it's asking to clean the bed. So let's do that. You know what? Since we're giving away the fuchsia. Let me grab my fuchsia. Come on, cameraman. Alright. I got these bins full of filament. I keep everything in Ziploc bags with desiccant. Yeah, look at that. Look at it. 4 a.m. now. Wow. You're really going in. Do you usually stay up that late? I mean, I stay up late, but 4 a.m. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking around. No, it's a fan and bed level. Oh, okay. I'm in too deep. We're already doing it. We're already in it. So the spool holder is on the side on this. Oh, hey. Hey, printer. Camera. Why don't you follow me, buddy? Thank you. Gosh, these filament sensors on these X2s. Alright, let's get that into the hot end. Okay. So you were saying it's a level and fans. Alright, I got my paper. Okay. Close up. Alright. Please ensure the Creality Sonic Pad is properly connected to the printer. Please ensure the printer's hotbed is clean. Self-test process will take about 30 minutes. Okay. Hot end fan is starting up. Please check if the fan is spinning properly. So this won't happen on this machine because on this machine you cannot turn off the hot end fan. It will permanently be running. See, it's not the cooling fan, it's the hot end fan. Some machines have it on the board where it's controlled. This one is always on. Something happened. What happened? Please connect to your printer. Shut down due to webhooks request. Once the underlying issue is corrected, use the firmware restart command and reset the firmware. Reload the config and restart the host software. Why? Oh, okay, I hit restart in Klipper and it did it. I'm just gonna go, it is started, so I'm just gonna hit next. Please check that the hot end fan is properly turning. It is. It's not set properly, yes. Okay, now it's the cooling fan. I can hear it turn on. Parts cooling is turning on fine. Next. Yep, it is. Congratulations, the printer is in perfect condition. Let's start your printing journey. Start your experience. System is preparing. Oh, there's so many messages I haven't read. Definitely prayers. Look at that, we did it. 3 hours. Can I just enjoy this moment, Lester? Can we just enjoy this? That we did this together, okay? We did this strenuous task. Fedor's a Klipper god. Hey, this is my third Klipper machine. I still know nothing about it. I know very little. So, is it doable? Is it possible to have the N32 machines? As far as I understand, even the H32 machine can be can be made just like this, with some slightly different settings. As far as I understand, you can do that. All right, so let's go to preheat. We're going to do the bed at, whoops, nope, 60. There, my fingers hit all the buttons, and it's still typed in 60. Okay, hit OK. All right, it's showing me here that it's going to 60. So as you guys see, the people that don't know, this screen will now be useless. You can remove it. You can do whatever you want with the screen. It will not be working anymore. This will now be your screen for your printer. Also, how do I actually have it start? Because I have to click. Because it's not actually heating. Let's see, what's cooling mean? Just cools? Oh yeah, okay, that just turns off. Well, I want it to be, let's put it down. I want it to go to 60. And it is saying, I can see that it's asking to be at 60. What's this little robot up here? Using assistant. Please select your operation. Instruction manual. Upload log to customer service. Export log or frequently asked questions. Interesting. It doesn't seem to be actually heating. Do I have to press something? Oh. Guys, I need to stop. I need to take my time, and this is a cut. I did the wrong thing. Okay, alright. We're going to go to control. Temperature. No. It's customized temperature. It says 60. And we crashed again. Heater bed not heating at expected rate. See the verify heater section in docs. Firmware restart. Sensors are not configured correctly. Yeah, that's what it would seem as though. Three cheers for Lester, and someone set that SD card on fire. This? Should I remove this? Garbage USB lead. Replace it. Normal issue. Oh, so it's literally this cable. Okay. Where are my USB cables? Let's get a USB cable. Okay. I'm going to move the Z up. Oh, homie. Homo. Oh, right, so Z is set to like 5 millimeters a second or something like that. Alright, after this I'll unplug it. Read my previous message. Tabletop. Did you turn a machine on itself? The pad will prorogue just enough to power. Yeah, no. It's on itself. It's on. Oh yeah. Beep. Nice. Yeah, she moving. She's scooching. Alright, it's home. And then I'll redo this cable. I think he just swamped me. So concentrating on non-messages. Yeah, I mean the chat moves, and yeah, I haven't read every single message. All right, let me go back up. Definitely replace the cable. Okay, so that's 2 messages so far about the cable. I'm going to turn off both. And we are going to replace this very nice feeling cable. In fact, just do a bed level without heating, and you can set the rest up. Okay. You know, out of all the Klipper stuff that I've done, which, like I said, I have 2 Klipper machines, neither of them have Klipper screen. So I'm not familiar with the buttons and where to go. I've just been using the fluid interface on everything. Alright, so my next goal is to boot both and do a bed level. They seem to not like it if you don't bed level first, okay? Hey, just wondering what model of the Aquila you're using here. It is the X2 N32 model. Game. Is it the one you've upgraded the size of? No, but it's the same. Like, this is just a completely stock one. I just did it, just use this because it's completely stock. Also, if we go to my browser view, and I force a restart here, we are good to go. And Klipper screen is on now, instead of going back in that crazy menu. Alright, so you're saying do a bed mesh. You try to connect the webcam to it? Yeah. Yeah. Are webcams set up out of the box? I think so. Yeah, I mean, I should probably home first and stuff, but I happen to have one just right here. This would be mad on your ender extender. Yeah, I have plans for that, and like I said, I was waiting on a vendor for a really cool modification that I don't really see anywhere. So I was waiting on that, and it hasn't happened. Where is the camera? Like, there's usually a camera thing here. I think I have to actually install it. It's not a... Like, obviously... Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that. So there you go. It works right out of the box. Yep, just the webcam. This is a Logitech C920 or something. Yep. That's fine. Where is the preview? I think I have to, I don't remember. I did it for my KP3S Pro. I think you have to, in here. I mean, I don't want to sit here and through this because I don't have the machine properly set up yet. But you can add it here somewhere. I'm sure someone will tell me. Cameras, all. Oh, it looks like it's there. It's just not showing up. Maybe I have to restart it with the camera on. That's probably it. I probably have to just restart it. Yeah, plug and play. Yeah, seems to be good. Heat of the bed. Yeah, you can use this entirely. Like, this is how you're going to use your printer. This is just really nice to have, and it's big and, really easy, big buttons. But you are going to be using this. At least I am. You can alter the screen setup. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, with Creality machines, totally plug and play. We just did like a hacky thing to get an Aquila working. Okay, I'm going to put this away. It works, it functions. Now let's get the functionality of the printer. Everything's fun, exciting. I get thrown off track very easily. Okay. Configure? No. There's camera stuff. Good thing I just put it away. Is it in control? No, it's probably in move, right? Nope. Control. It's not extrusion, it's not fan. It's not preheating. It's not print. Just for funsy, what's an extrusion? Oh, okay. Temperature set. So if we ask it to preheat anything, it just won't do it, huh? And now it's going to crash, actually, right? Because it won't heat. Let me turn it off before it gets into trouble. Home. Where is it? Where is the other settings? Okay. It can't be in here, though. I wouldn't expect it to be in here. Set time. Start. Print the firmware tools. Advanced options. PID calibrations. Automatic detection. Oh. Self-tests. Measuring okay, so here's where you do input shaper. Oh, right, I forgot I was on this camera. Sorry, guys. Root account. Flip the screen. Emergency stop. Get hardware serial port. Extrusion configurations. Listen, I know I'm pretty dense. But where am I going for the bed stuff? Off the screen, okay. So usually there's a bed mesh here. What do I... Like I said, this is very different than what I am used to, so I'd have to, research on how to. Do you know what the thing is for heat up? Oh, you mean like heat it here? Okay. I thought you meant the bed. Yeah, it looks like the heaters are not set up correctly. So we have our wins with all this functioning, but it looks like our config might not be right. Yeah, I mean it's setting, but it's not working, so I know it'll crash out. Are the temps correct on the screen? No, they're not. Config fault then, yeah. Looks like it's spiked. Let's see. No, this is the. No, this is the. What you're seeing here is what me asking for. Zooming. No, not Siri. Cancel Siri. No, nope. You don't have to search the web for zooming. Nope. Cancel. Go away, Siri. Crazy. Trying to think of what I would do. I mean, I have to find the config because I don't know much about this. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the stock config. So we just pulled these on there. Steppers. These are obviously fine because they work. We can home, we can move. Heater bed. Let's do this. The heater and extruder. let's take these two. And let's see. Let's put them in here. So extruder, heater. Let's see if they work. Looks like that's the same. I wonder if they're the same. Just do a restart. So that is the equivalent of me going into Marlin and changing it. Pin PA7 is used in multiple. Oh, okay, so that's the problem. So the problem is the config itself. Yeah, heater pin PA7, PA7. So let's find. Yeah, there's two. Stepper Z. The steppers are functional, so I know this is correct. So we have to put the config that I had back in because whatever this generic one that's on here doesn't have the right pins. We have to look them up. We have to look them up online. Let me get the extruder back. I just copied it from the config that I had saved. Okay, extruder and the bed. Let's see the bed. Hot bed. Yeah, the fans work. Everything works. All the movement works. It's just these two. These two things. Are the temps on top of the SonicPad screen? No, they're not. They stay at 0. I think it's when you altered config. Well, it could be possible, but the only alterations are. Oh, you mean no? You mean I added the things that are requested in here? These things? Virtual SD card, display status. Okay, so look. Pin names. MCU. Yeah, okay. Hold on, so I added these in because it asked me to, right? And we got these from the stock one. Display status. Virtual SD card. The display status. What would this... I know this is going to throw an error. But I wonder if the display status is not working for some reason. No, it looks like it's required. Probably support display updates and fluid. It's just that has to be in there. Yeah, it's not. Definitely not working. All right. Any other ideas, anybody? Check your thermistors. I mean, they're fine. It's not the thermistors. The configs are conflicting. Well, this config isn't being used. Lester, this config, where is it? This config I renamed, so it's not actually being used in any way because this should have been this wanted to be the original regular config. The problem is, and Nero, if you go on Nero 3D's channel, he did a whole thing with this. If you have a regular Klipper, well, he tested it with nano boards, but those pins, you have to figure out what those pins are. You got to find out what each pin is and define it. Because if you don't, and then you hook up the Klipper pad, it'll just heat the thermistor because it thinks one of the fans is the thermistor on most machines. So you have to literally do it in the config file. So the fact that I can move it I can connect, I can home, I can turn the fans on and off. Just the two heaters aren't working. Tells me that in this printer config right here, we're missing, right here, in the extruder section, something here is wrong. Sensor type, this. We need to find this, or this one. No, because this is for the extruder, so it's got to be this for the heater pad, and then this is for the bed. We have to find these settings out somewhere. The config. Yes. I've just added the link for it here. You can see it. It's not showing up, Lester, if you added a link. If you have one... Oh, ambient? No, it's not working because of the pins. These pins aren't right. Nearest made a yeah, right, Sun Turtle. So, and it does that because this thing thinks that it basically, because you just say generic printer, it's like, oh, they'll tell exactly what each pin is. And it's like this fan is pin FO7 as a standard on majority of printers. And the fan should be on. And if that pin is actually your heater pin, it turns it on. So that's what's happening. That's why I was going to thermal runaway, is because the config. So Klipper wants exact to the T, configuration outline, and that's the whole point, really, is so that you have all that level of control. Make him a moderator. All right, hold on. He sent it to my phone, which I can actually pull up here. So let me just get that. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I think this is where I got it. This is where I got this guy. I couldn't remember it. Here, I'll copy it, but I think it's the same. Here, let's... So first, hold on. Before I do that, we need that thing I uncommented. Where is it? Down here, right? This is a requirement. And then I have this copy. Let's see if it changes from what I have in here. Paste. Whoops. Looks like the extruder portion I didn't include. Paste. So that's the same. And let's get the bed. No, it's the same. So yeah, no errors. Everything's good. We can home. Super fast. Fans are working. It's not reading ambient temps. Let's do a full reboot on the machine. So the Klipper pad can stay on. That's fine. But let's reboot the machine. Yeah, so that's the same config file I used for mine. What you have is correct pins. Does your includes have alternatives? No. What's your printer again, Fed? This is a Aquila X2 with an N32 board. What are they saying thermotypes are? Hold on. Okay, now I need full reboot. Hold on. Let's do full reboot. Also, I think regardless of what happens here, I'm probably going to call the stream at 12. While we're here and waiting, at the top of this chat thread, up here, there's a pinned message for a giveaway. It should look something like this. Let's see how many you guys are in. 45 entries, giving away this roll of filament from me directly, up to $35 shipping anywhere in the world, as long as I can ship there. I'm also going to include the sticker kit that came with the Creality Pad, Sonic Pad, and also both of my published board games because they came up in conversation, and now that's happening. I will ship these things to you, and I'll pick this. It says 33 minutes left, so somewhere around that time I'll probably call this stream. Yes, it's 11:25. All right, let's see. Are we back? We are back. These are still at 0. All right, your question was... what are the sensors type? Hey, Meek, how are you? The thermotypes, Jack? So we got a EPC05 or OS? OS. EPC OS 100K. You know, I don't know what this means. They're both the same, which is probably wrong. Yeah, something is just not right here. You know what we need to do? We need to check if Prince Leo has a config file for us. I think he has. This is firmware, but he has Klipper configs. There we go. Voxelab Aquila, let's see. No. Figs. Aquila stock. Leo, thank you, man. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see what he's got in here. Extruder. It has the same one, and in his, heater bed has the same one. Alright, let me move it over here so I can copy and paste his. So this is a second source now. It's exactly the same. And this, exactly the same. Save and restart. Yeah, that's time-lapse stuff. Yeah, I mean, as far as the Klipper, as far as this goes, everything is working fine. Just something is not defined somewhere in Klipper, and that's what's causing problems for us. I just have to sit down and do research. Quinn, do you have a turn-mel camera? I don't know what that is. So no, I'm not sure what that is. I think one has a 39550 descriptor missing in that string. description. The type has to go on Klipper string. Are the temps showing up at the top of the SonicPad screen now? No, they're not. They're exactly as what you guys are seeing on the screen. Actually, you know, I wanted to kind of like see the printer at the same time, but if I zoom, like this, like that. There we go. It's the same. I don't know if you guys can see that too well, but I like that it turns off. As far as the screen, this thing is great. You know, removing the screen from the Aquila and then putting this here, outside of this wiring being kind of funky, you could put this in a, you know, you could zip tie them together, you can put it away, and have this sitting next to a printer or in between a set of printers. It's pretty cool. Waste of my time any day for a chance of free film and stickers. That's what we're here for, baby. I didn't know where that comment was going to go. I thought it was going to get bad. This isn't a waste of time. This is good, educational, fun stuff. We're all learning. Everything is good. You know? Oh, thermal camera. Just sent another link with problem. Sean/Lester, thank you so much. Alright, Reddit. N32 Klipper fork. Okay, let's see if I can pull this up on my computer here. So, Safari. Okay. Should be able to just open this. If I open it here, I should be able to open it. Yeah, that's the coolest thing if you guys have Apple products. The fact that you can do that type of thing. Just threw it like from my phone to here. All right. Oh yeah. So, right. So this, see, like it says that the 32 support is now mainline. I couldn't find it in here earlier. Someone made a comment about unhooking the cable from the factory screen, causing it to mess with the SonicPad. Oh, really? Like, unhook it? Or keeping it hooked up? I looked in here. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it in here. This is the official. Oh, no, this is Stas. I couldn't find the example. Creality. Sun. Focus. King Rune, hey. The King Rune was so easy to Klipper. I mean, that was just straight copy and paste. I didn't even learn anything. It was so easy. Okay, yeah, it's not in here directly. Most likely they have a problem with the bin file on the printer. Check that your bin file is set correct processor on the board. I see. Many boards have multiple processors that don't use the same pins. That's true. I was always told to unhook it, but I don't think that's your problem. Unhook it is what I recall. Alright, let's try it. Why not? We have nothing to lose. Oh yeah, that's that. It's the same one. Yeah. Let's just restart. Actually, it doesn't matter if we restart. We're just gonna turn everything off here. Yeah, I mean, the problem is the screen runs its own firmware, right? And Klipper screen and whatever's running Klipper is also, both of them are running their own Klipper firmware. So I could see why that would be a thing. Caleb, thanks for sticking around. I know it's been forever. Alright, so still reading 0. So, yeah, so the problems are the pins are incorrect either in the config, which we double checked with 2 separate sources. We checked with Leo, which I trust definitely, and also, oh, you know what? I have his bin file. Yeah, it's definitely worth a shot. Chaotic Media. I have, but then it's not going to work. But if this didn't work anyway, it won't matter. Do I have this printer config saved? Yes. Alright, let's do this. I have print Leo's bin file. It's not for the Klipper pad. Let me just double check for fun. Alright, this is going to be the last ditch effort, and then I'm going to call it. But I think there's still a ton of success here. Obviously, we're running into some little, hiccup. But there's a lot of success. I was kind of playing around, not being serious most of the time. Yeah, it definitely reflashed. I'll do it in 1 second. But I just want to kind of recap what's happened so far. Once the pad was updated in firmware to the latest, I found out right away that the problems I was having with everything was this thing, the included USB drive. So just don't use this. I used this little SD card adapter with the actual SD card, and everything worked on this, so I know that was the fault. But anyway, we were able to get on our Wi-Fi, hook up the printer, install the bin file to the printer very easily with the flash drive. Everything walked, and if there was a actual specific walkthrough, this would be an absolute breeze. You could just follow it. Right now, there isn't one for one of these. In fact, if you search for a Creality Sonic Pad on N32 machines, there's all sorts of vague information about lots of people trying and then giving up or returning it, so on and so forth. So that's it. GitHub. Read the top part. Oh, okay. This file contains pin mappings for the Voxelab Aquila with the N32G452 on the 101 mainboard. Use this config during... Yep, okay. This is what I followed. SM32F03, 28K boot, serial PA9, PA10. So at the end there it says and N32G45X option. I couldn't find that. I couldn't find that on the Creality pad. See docs. But this is the same. I used this one, the Stas 2Z. That's what I used. That's in mine as well. So if you go to, if I show you my config here, that's here too. It's right here. That's the instructions. I kept them in there. And we're never going to use this. That's not true. So I'm going to save. I'm going to download this thing. Just so I have the latest on my desktop here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw on a different firmware. I'm going to put on the Klipper bin that Prince Leo has on his site. Right, I need this adapter because Prince Leo knows a thing or two. And this isn't specific for the Creality pad, so I don't know if this is going to work. But I have it here, and it's worth a try. So I'm going to type in... I'm going to make a folder called firmware. And then I'm going to put this on there. 32-bin firmware. think I have to rename it. Just firmware. Or Klipper, right? I have to rename it Klipper. I think so. You know, with no screen on there, I'm not going to be able to know. Hey, Caliber, how are you? Save the other, what do you mean? The config file? The stock one? Pad will still work. Holds the config. Okay. I'm just gonna, I'll redo the whole process and do it properly next time I do this. I just want to see if the heating thing was something. But let's see what happens. I mean, we won't be able to tell if it's flashing because the screen won't work. Yeah, I rebooted both. The thing about the Aquila though is I don't remember if I have to rename the firmware. Yeah, it didn't reflash. Do we have to rename? What do we have to rename that firmware file to? Is it Klipper? Is it Klipper.bin? Or is it firmware.bin? Firmware? Okay. Alright, let's make it firmware. Adapters on adapters on adapters. Double adapter, triple adapter. USB-C though. You know, I have a Mac. I'm living that dongle life. Everything's a dongle. Dingle and a dongle. Alright, we got firmware. And we're naming this firmware.bin. Paste. Eject. I love this group. Yeah. 5 a.m. Wow. Hey man, I really appreciate you sending. I mean, you did so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And get some rest. 5 a.m. That's crazy. You literally stayed awake the whole night. Really appreciate it. This is not a loss. Like, to me, this is still a huge win. The fact that Klipper was functional, it's just missing a very simple thing somewhere. So, I think it just has to be in a folder named firmware. That's what I did. I don't think it flashed though. I think it has to be done. I think I have to go through the process on here again, which isn't a big deal. I'm just not going to do it on stream. And I'll probably run a poll. If you guys are interested in a how-to, I don't think there is one specifically. Yeah, that didn't work. I don't think there is one specifically, so I think I'll make one. Like I said, if you guys are interested in that, because there isn't a specific one. Yeah, it didn't reflash. It's okay. It has to be done through the pad. Oh, disconnect this. Really? The pad has to be disconnected? The screen is connected. Alright, last thing before we draw the winner and end it. Alright, pad is disconnected, screen is connected. How much was the pad? 160. Buzzbird, that's where I put it. You disconnect the pad, reconnect the LCD, okay. Wouldn't look any different, just like last time. Yeah, it was fun hanging out. That was the point of the stream. Like, can we just do it? Why not? I'm glad you had fun. I thought it was pretty cool. SD and printer off, insert SD, did it. Yeah, that's how we just did that. All right, and then take the SD out, right? Turn the thing off, reboot. Yeah, SD card is out of the printer now. If this is difficult, if it's this difficult, a comprehensive video for people would be a great thing. It's just on how you think about it, right? I think with directions, this is super simple. We just went in with just, like I said, if you look online, you know, Klipper Pad, N32 Aquila, a lot of people look like they tried and didn't succeed in some way. So I think it's just, with some guidance, I think this would totally be easy. Because this thing does it. Like, it does it for you. You just have to have the right settings. You have to know what to click, because this is not a Creality machine. Okay, so the fact that this works, I can home. Looks like the travel speed is 300 like it states right here, because it moves pretty quickly. Like if I move, let's go to 100, we go, well, I shouldn't have clicked that. Z is always slower than the main movement speed. I think it's like 10 or something. It's actually really slow. Wait for it. Or 50, I don't remember. All right, I have this thing zoomed in all the way. Like, watch that. Watch the head move. Like, it's pretty fast for what an Aquila is. All right, I moved it the wrong direction. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, think of it printing that fast. 300 isn't. I mean, technically, if you use the sensor to get input shaping done, should be able to be scooching. So yeah, it's just this. I have a feeling that the pins aren't what they should be. The config is correct. It's the pins. It's the initial bin file. So, all right, it is what it is. I'm calling this success in many ways, just a fail in one small way. The bed level should be on screen. If it heats, okay, right? But it doesn't heat, and there's no bed level option here. Movement parameters? Oh no, that's just how fast. Creality Cloud, of course. Alright, it is what it is. The Creality Pad is working. The machine is Klipperized and working. The only problem is the communication between our config file and what the bin was that we installed in Klipper. I think that's something that I can find at some point and then make a video about. Like I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'll post in the community tab and see how many people are interested. If it's like an actual popular topic, if people are interested, I'll go ahead and make the video, especially because it's all here and set up. It probably won't be as super comprehensive in terms of like video production is, but I'll make sure that I can recreate it exactly. And when I can recreate it exactly, we'll go from there. Let me read some of this stuff. Can you make a video where you control 3 printers making benchies? Yeah, Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah, I mean, I have 2 other machines that run Klipper, so I should be able to plug this in and have it work. Screen's not usable. Right, the screen's not usable. Manually change the Klipper config. Yes, so I can manually change the Klipper config very easily. I just don't know what to put the pins. And 2 separate sources, Prince Leo being someone I really trust, is saying that that's not a thing. Camera. That's saying that the config is correct, but the bin is not. SonicPad. Can you heat from the fluid front end? No, it's the same. So we know that it's wrong right away because this is showing 0. This should be showing room temperature. So it's just right away. Here, if we go to, if I jump in here, and I go here, go to here. Here you go. This is the Cheaty Tech machine. So as you can see here, right here, we have temperatures of the extruder, the hotbed, and this is the chamber inside. So see how it's showing you the current temperature in the room? That means this is working. Whereas on this one, we got zeros. So like it was mentioned in the chat, different boards have different pinouts for different sensors because this isn't the Creality machine. So the bin file that we installed here works with the rest, but those pins must be somewhere else, and in our config they're not matching. So it's between those 2 things, and I think the config is correct because, like I said, 2 people have confirmed it, 2 separate people have confirmed it, so it's got to be the way that I did the bin. I just have to make sure the right bin is there. And what I can do is I can have the config and I can have the bin. So the instructions could be literally put this bin on your printer, put this config on an SD card, and then you just turn this thing on, get it on Wi-Fi, you put the USB on the bottom, and technically the config will match, and it'll be good to go. It should be that easy, and I think it can be that easy. That's why I'm excited. You might have an older version board. I might. This is a very old machine. Right to Voxelab. Voxelab does not listen to they listen to feedback, but they don't do anything about it, at least in my experience. Disconnect the SonicPad. I did. I tried that. Anyway, we got to call it. It's already almost 12. Let's go ahead and do the drawing. So last time I did the drawing, let me see how many of you guys are in here. How about this? I'll give it the, how many minutes? 2 minutes while I just chat. 2 minutes. If you guys are just joining, I'll go to the very top of the chat. I'm giving away this roll of filament right here, this beautiful fuchsia 3D Max PLA sticker pack that came with a Creality Pad and both of my published board games. I will ship it to you up to $35 in shipping costs anywhere in the world as long as I can ship this from my location to yours. We'll figure that out in some emails. But what I was trying to say was the last time we did this, I accidentally had the email showing of the person. Apparently, when you go back here and you do, when you choose the winner, like shows it to me in the back end. So I'll move this page off and we'll announce the winner after I do it. So how do I? Let's see. So I'll copy this and I'll close this and I'll open it in a new window over here away from the stream. There we go. We'll do it that way. Yes. Okay. We'll do it this way. I'm excited for the drawing. Feeling lucky. Well, I hope you win, man. Ryan? Come on. Mama needs new film. Also, like I mentioned, I'd like you to be here. Ideally, if you're in this chat all the way to the end of the stream, you deserve more of a chance to win. I'd like it to be an active person. I mentioned that at the very beginning. I don't think I said that again since the very beginning of the stream, but that's the goal. Hey, we got a sub. Ramon, thank you. All right, what time we got? 5. It's been 2 minutes. All right, everybody in here, everyone that's in the chat in. Boss Bear. Nice. You know, I was if any of you guys are Diablo 2 fans, I was watching the streamer randomly, like out of nowhere, when one of the seasons recently started, Diablo 2, and he had a drawing, and I was in there for maybe 2 minutes, and I put my name in, and I won. It was a really cool item. It was an infinity scythe for a sword. I know that sounds like alien speak, but I won like instantaneously after being there a few minutes max. Still here, pick me. Do it now. All right, there we go. 49 people. All right, pulling it up on my end. Let's go to winners. Draw winners. There's 6 invalid actions. Hold on, I gotta check what that is. Why? What are these valid actions? Review invalid actions. Is that like fake emails or something? Why is it giving me this stuff? I don't get it. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Let's click into here. Invalid. Well, I don't know what invalid is, because everything is answered and seems okay. And if you guys are in here, I'm cool with that. All right, we're going to go to winners. I'm going to hit draw winners. We're going to do one winner. We are going to hit draw. It's drawing. Announce winners in... So Ben Brady. Ben Brady. You, sir. Can I see it here? How do I see it here? Do I have to close it on my end? Hold on, everybody. I have the winner, though, so don't worry about that. I just don't want to show you this screen, because that's what I did last time, and I accidentally... it had his email address. So give me a second. Let me figure out why this isn't pushing to this screen. There's seconds left. Maybe it has to fully end. And I haven't seen the chat either. Well, I guess you guys will have to trust me for the next few minutes, because I apparently can't stop this thing from the screen. Let's check out chat. Everyone congratulate Ben. Hey, he's here, he says. Ben E. Brady, you have won this filament. We have the sticker pack and both of my board games. Most of the games. Well, maybe we could change that. Maybe I'll put them back up so that people can buy them. Or if you were local in Maryland, I would happily give you boxes of them. I need more bot emails. Yes, congrats, Ben. Hey, everybody, before you leave, one, thank you very much for sticking around. Two, please throw a like to the video. Apparently, that helps tremendously for these things, and I would really appreciate it. Let's see. I'm just gonna wait these 33 seconds and see why this doesn't show up. It's kind of sad, and I'll make sure that for next time, I'll figure out what's going on here. Thanks for the stream. Enjoyed it. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, you guys are welcome. Even though we didn't have complete and utter success, I still think there's a lot of wins going on. I mean, this printer is Klippered, and it's not technically supposed to be through here, but it is. You know what I mean? So, winning entry. Okay, here we go. Now it announced it. I guess it had to end, and maybe I can end it somehow earlier. I'll make sure I figure that out later. Maybe I had to hit edit and hit end, because there was a time that I set. That's okay. I think that's probably why it shows all the information. All right, Ben, congratulations. I'm going to send you an email. It'll come from fetter@3dprintsos.com. Make sure you check the spam, because my email does tend to go there, because I don't have a website set up, so it just does that. So just keep that in mind. I'll get in contact with you, get your information, and we will go from there. Like I said before, thank you everybody for joining, and keep an eye out on the channel for a whole bunch of other fun stuff, including this awesome Delta machine with a speeder pad, which hopefully we don't run into these kind of issues, but we'll do it anyway and see what it's like. That's probably going to be a longer stream because I have to assemble the whole machine, and maybe I'll do them separately as like two streams back-to-back type of thing. But as always, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate every single one of you. All right. It's time. Bye-bye. When's your next stream? I haven't announced it yet. I'll have to plan it. Either in a week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I haven't gone really regular with these, but I'm thinking I will. I just have to commit to it. You know, this isn't my full-time job, and I have a kid and a wife, so I can't always be down here. I'm not trying to push too many buttons. So, all right, everybody, thank you very much. I'll have more on this. Keep an eye out on the channel for a poll, so I can get a feeler for how many people are actually interested. Because if it's not that many, maybe I'll just do like a written thing, or maybe a short or something. All right, see you, everybody.